Ciao everyone, we are here back on Haze Reverb, the safest game for streaming. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't stream... Hello Charlissa. I'm glad I didn't stream the first ever event on the server, on the game, because the final boss was kind of ambiguous on if it was streamable or not on Twitch, so that was my doubt. Also, give me a sec. We can go with the audio. Okay. Here we are. Here we are on Charlissa. I would want to swipe left or right to change character, but there is Bolina, which is more unsafe for streaming, so I'm keeping her, which is paradoxically safer for the stream. Believe it or not. Okay, so the plan of today is to continue the...
当然でしょ。頑張って作ったんだから。なんでもない。何も言ってないわよ。聞こえちゃった？
Charlissa is so best girl. Okay, I want to continue right away because I feel like we didn't even stop midway. So the event is over in 3 days. 3 days, or I'll be streaming Monday, or we'll be finishing today. So let's see which one is better. I usually do in 2 parts, but the previous time I stopped earlier, so finger crossed we might be able to do it anyway. Also, I found out I can make full screen on BlueStack, so this will be more practical for me. Otherwise, I don't have to crop the window. So, where did we stop last time? Last time we reached this distant city surrounded by mountains. Since there is something weird going on, they have the Haze, which is the spawner of monsters. But there are no monsters around, which is pretty sus. That's why we're investigating. We investigated the western and eastern islands, and some robots malfunctioned and attacked us instead. I still don't know if it's caused by the Haze or probably the mayor is an ass. So probably the mayor just wanted to test the robots on us, but maybe they are just getting corrupted? I don't know. Yeah, but the mayor is pretty awful. Also, there are 2 parts in the city, the east and the west. The east is more technological and the west is more traditional, with more religious than the scientific eastern part. And now, one of the characters invited us in half of a date, or more like an outing, where they will tell us the history of the place and the bridge. Though we went with Charlissa, best girl as I said, and she doesn't agree with letting me go with another girl. You know, she's kinda the jealous tsundere. We're gonna start with a choice. Or we still continue to go on the eastern side. I forgot the name of the other characters though. Not that it matters. I just need to know Charlissa. Wait, actually we can see the names here, since now I got every character. I'm glad this gacha game is pretty chill for free to play. Okay, Maria is the priestess of the western side. Meanwhile, Shisha is I forgot her role, but she's from the eastern side. Also we got Kogard, if I remember correctly, Coast Guard, which is a paladin of the church, with pretty ambiguous way of dressing, if you ask me. Okay, I think it's everything. Let's go. Okay, Shisha should be actually easy to remember. Where the western residents are used to seeing the sunrise. What eastern residents call the sunset spans a bridge of note. At either end, small bridge towers rise in an old Danube style. while the steel span archi... The steel... Huh? While the steel... the steel spans arches gently. That's yeah, not being a mother tongue English. I need to struggle it a little more. But it's fine. Etched with carvings of fountains, flowers and birds and beasts in motion. Between the orderly line of cast iron street lamps, a few... Okay, a thing that trips me up in English is, even if of course I know English from 10 years or some, it still trips me that before they go with adjective and later with a noun. Well, not really. They more like use the adjective as another noun. Like cast iron could be a noun, not a adjective. I suppose poetics don't care about those things, I see. A few knight statues stand upright, swords planted, as if guarding the bridge across the canyon, hundreds of meters wide, ensuring it remains passable. That is what the bridge guarding knights are meant to symbolize, if anyone still crossed this bridge. I don't think the knights in the statues would help, though. Charlissa! So this is the designated meeting point? Something like St. Thomas Bridge. Even now in Shisha is the city lead bridge designer? Okay, yeah, I forgot. Shisha is the city lead bridge designer, which I think she might be related to who actually designed the bridge. Maybe she's a descendant of the original bridge builder. Choosing an abandoned bridge for meeting could this be an ambush? Also, because yeah, to build this bridge, definitely it had some history, so it was built like 20 years ago, if not more. And Shisha is definitely, I don't think she would be able to build a bridge if she were 20 years younger, right? I don't know what she was at that age, but at maximum like 15, I would give her maximum 28 years for now. So why do you need a bridge builder in a city where there is only a bridge? Like, I suppose to maintain a bridge, but that's not even a builder, it's a bridge designer. Why do we need a bridge designer in a city where I don't think they are building more bridges? I feel like they are burning bridges on the other side. Ooh, that's a joke. Choosing an abandoned bridge for a meeting, could this be an ambush? Jump scare from behind. Miss Charlissa, this bridge isn't abandoned. Okay, never mind then. Maybe then they're building new bridges. I suppose, since they're not using this one, then they has to use other ones. Never mind, I'm sorry, Sisha. I'm sorry for doubting you. From the shade of the trees, Shisha jogs forwards, tossing an already empty milk teacup straight into a trash bin mid-step. Oh, so swag. Now, that's abandoned. St. Thomas Bridge is merely closed off. It could open for use again in the future. Closed? It's in a prime location, connecting east and west. I pause, realizing the truth. A bridge is just a tool. It doesn't know will of its own. If people do not wish to be connected, the bridge is doomed to sit idle like a ship stranded on dry land. Okay and all, but how do people traverse if they really need to? Like for commerce reasons, or they need to meet their family. I suppose the same side of the family will stay on one side rather than half and half. Or if this side wants to leave, they need to go through the left side, right? So there has to be some necessity to travel the bridge, right? It can't be in disuse all this time. Shisha gaze sweeps across the span, tracking every sign of decay. Faint stains linger in the delicate carvings. Railings gather dust and creeping vines, and the iron chains locking the bridge are mottled with rust. Mottled? Let me look right away. I suppose covered, or more like sparkled. Or, let's see. Having spotter patches, yeah, what I expected actually. So like, having little points, yeah. Why not screenshot this? Wait. Aha. Each blemish is like a freckle born of time. Okay, yeah, like freckles. I ask you here today for what we spoke of last night. Pony Red Past. Before we talk about the Auric War and St. Thomas Bridge, we should first go over the city founding history. Wait, can we do it now? I'm sorry for the characters because I'm still glad the game is voice acted, which is pretty good. The game has other flaws, not voice acting, but I want to have the music hearable and also the voice. So maybe this will not make me unhearable, maybe. Go ahead. I didn't bother looking it up on purpose. Ah, you like blind runs, I see. Good. Preserving a sense of freshness is one of life's little joys. Okay, this is just a simple banter between the two, but I think this strikes deep because nowadays people just don't want to enjoy games. I feel like they just want to rush the game, look online maybe for secrets or how to play them better. I don't know. I feel like people are enjoying less games nowadays. And worse, they even worse, the phenomena of backseating during streamings increased. Not for me, luckily, but I don't get people that wants to backseat a streamer all the time. That's the joy of... Okay, I suppose streaming could be a job for some, but for me it's a joy. It's a way to share gaming experiences. So that's why I want to play as if I was alone. Well, in the meaning that when I play alone, nobody comes near me and says, "Oh yeah, there's a secret behind that wall. Oh yeah, also equip this wall because it's strong and if you use it double wielding." Shut up! Let me play my game! Oh! I feel like you're mocking me. Nah, you're just sensitive. Okay, Shisha. That's usually said by rude people, you know. Knowing how to blur another person's words is also a little trick of the trade. The city founding history... Wait, do I have the game music? Okay, great. I hope also it's... Okay, yeah, it's fitting. Again, I recently lowered the volume of my microphone, so I was double checking. As one of the sacred sites of the Holy Church, Pony Red origin naturally carries a fair bit of legend. Legend? That sounds exaggerated. You're not a tour guide. Not exaggerated at all. Though exaggeration does appeal to me. Yeah, I see. Given how you dress. Well, nothing compared to Coast Guard, but you are on the way there, okay? Also, why are you wearing a flower on the hair? That's awkward. That reminds me of Rice Shower, now I realize, from Uma Musume. Interesting. You know what? I will try to make a meme out of it later. Let me also... Here, hide it. Nice. In the old Danube era, Pony Red began as little more than an obscure place of exile. This harsh, unforgiving mountain range is divided by peaks so steep and isolated. It's as if nature itself built walls between them. Exiles sent to each peak couldn't communicate with one another, living as though trapped in natural prisons, cut off from the world. That is until a saint Oh, come on. Play some commas here. Hello, Mutation. How it's going? Welcome to the stream. Nice to see you here. When you're playing here, it's a verb. It's a gacha game which is kinda exposing girls a little more on dresses, but no, I've seen worse at least. I've been working since a kid. Oh, that's great! I would be pretty happy to see them later. I thought so serious. She's not even the worst here. That's not even the more exposed one. This one is pretty chill actually compared to the rest. But yeah, I don't mind a little fan service, you know. Also, I really enjoy in this game because I always try to get what I can of character designs of games, because I'm very negated on character design. That's why I struggle a lot while finding reference for my characters. That's why I struggled a lot on designing the last character. At least I got the help of Missing 7, so at least I wasn't completely stumped. Though this game, I realized, it's not the best for referencing character design because they're just not having any dress most of the time. So what dress design can I have if there is no dress? Well, the idea here of the hair covering an eye with a flower on top of it is a little too much, I think, for me, but I saw it twice now, here and in Uma Musume. Usually I take reference for the simple details of the dress because it's still too much for me. It's too much. I wish in a future where I can dress my characters like this. I wouldn't mind some fan service in my games, huh? In the future though, when I can I don't know, study a more elaborate design maybe. Daughter is super pretty. Yeah, it is. Considering also it's a character of a limited event story, so she will not come up in the future. So this is the minus design character. Character design is tough sometimes. I feel like I feel like I'm negated for it, but I'm still trying what I can. That's why exactly today I was studying. I was gathering notes. Not this. Here. I was downloading pictures for the design of the second character of the game. And unfortunately it's pretty rough. I got some references for parts of it, but we still need to start with Missing 7 for the design of the new one. But I'm pretty excited. Okay, what was the context here? Oh yeah, okay, because this city is in between peaks. It's isolated, and the peaks are isolated on their own. That is until a Saint Thomas, arrived with forgiveness and teachings. That's what the old records say. He gradually built over 100 bridges linking the peaks, and only then could the exiles begin to interact again. How do you build bridges between mountains? 100 also? Wow, he was pretty dedicated on building bridges, huh? That's what the bridge is named after. Ah, okay, because this is the bridge Thomas, I see. Yeah, his deeds are even depicted in the stained glass windows of the cathedral. I never really understood those abstract mosaic paintings. That's fine, she said Ara. The fact that you noticed them already sets you apart from most people. Anyway, the exiles put down roots here. They cut through mountains, filled valleys, built bridges and roads, eventually creating the city later called the City of 1,000 Bridges. Okay, but I only see one bridge. And where's the other 99? Okay, don't worry, I always appreciate Lurk. And yeah, we're showing you sketches. I'm looking forward to it. I should add a lurk button or a lurk command. People use it nowadays. I feel too old. No, I'm kidding. Now that name makes sense, considering all the bridges still standing today. What about the other titles, like the Sanctuary of Relics? Remember how I described the early Pony Red? Obscure, harsh and barren. The city originally had almost no water, which is why it was chosen as a place of exile. During all the digging and construction, St. Thomas' team discovered many springs. One of them was hidden beneath a giant colored crystal. Suddenly it's Final Fantasy. That's pretty legendary. Yeah, like a fantasy. A Final Fantasy. Legendary. Just a crystal blocking a water source. People at the time could call it a miracle. It wasn't unreasonable. The giant crystal became a relic kept by the church. Wait, what if the crystal has some hidden power here? Would explain some events of the area. Maybe it's wouldn't be too much far off, right? Because drivers can transform using crystal cores. And so that crystal could be a special one that has the same energy of the crystal cores, which on their part came from the monsters. So could be a crystal that came from the monsters, and so that's what creates the effect of the Haze that spawns monsters. That's my theory for now. I admit knowing the truth makes it feel a bit dull. The mystery of history is like that. Once the veil is lifted, sometimes it's just a normal girl behind it all. The crystal is not a girl though, I don't know what you mean. Not at all, I find it romantic. A city founded by exiles and a saint, in a barren land, suddenly uncovering crystals and springs. That should give a city cohesion, but now... That brings us to what I want to tell you next, the heroic word. Another exaggeration, I assume. No, I can say this without joking. The event deserves its grand name. For centuries, Pony Red passed peacefully. No major natural disaster, no wars. Then, a few decades ago, it was suddenly struck by the scenes. Ah, the monsters. The monsters arrived all the way here in the mountains? Huh. Well, could always be some stray monsters. They are giants, so it's not hard to move around, I suppose. The scenes again. Unlike many cities in the Danube region that had undergone industrial modernization, here Pony Red was powerless to resist at the time. It was a sacred place, a symbol of culture. Wait, let me guess. And since there was no modernization to fight the monsters, the city was split. Half said, we need to modernize, otherwise we are gonna die again. And the other side, no, our religion is important, the history of the place. And so they split in half, right? Huh? Before reinforcements could arrive, knights, clergy and citizens rushed to defend their home and many fell heroically. Without that sacrifice, the city might have vanished from the map entirely. Then the name Heroic War is deserved. No one east or west would dispute it. It makes sense that people hold them in such high regard. Knowing the history makes the Haze feel even more concerning. Yeah, we can't let the hero sacrifice be in vain. For now, all you can do is wait for another order from the strategy division. Yeah. I have a question. Shouldn't the Heroic War make the city more united? The history isn't always romantic, especially for those who had to live through it. Here, we have the split now. The progressives claim that the heavy losses in the war were caused by the church's refusal to modernize. The resistance to industry left the Point Red defenseless. From the perspective, glorifying the hero's sacrifice becomes almost ironic. They didn't have to die. They were forced into heroism. Maybe. Most people just want an ordinary life. Not everyone dreams of becoming a hero. That's why progressive turned so radical. No, I don't want politics in my game. Excessive conservatism always breeds its opposite. Well, an extreme of everything creates the opposite, I feel like. Is it? Well, I didn't... I don't know. I suppose it depends. As everything. After the war, the East, led by the progressives, cut ties with the church entirely. Until the turn of the millennium, 2000. That's when Haze was established. Oh, wait, are we getting some timestamps here? Huh. So, the Haze, the association to transform girls and protect the world, was founded there. We don't know though if Haze was founded after or before the monsters. Okay. I suppose after, because the monster attacked the city before Haze. And this game is set in around 2030, I suppose? So it's at least 40 years of monsters. That's a lot. So maybe before 2030 we might have giant girls, I don't know. Finger crossed. Point Red instability finally reached the upper ranks' attention, and they tried to mend the rift between the two districts. So Haze got involved here too? At the time Haze was newly formed. They wanted to consolidate authority, maintain order and eliminate any potential risks. So it made sense that they'd step in. And thus the construction of St. Thomas Bridge began. Oh wait, the bridge is after? Ah, okay, wait. So they built a bridge to try to reconcile the two sides. But it was all for nothing. A bridge at the city center, connecting east and west, built under Hage's supervision. It was a project from the Hages. Why is it abandoned now? It's not just now. It's been like this from the start. Point Red might be a holy site, but it's still a small city. Haze has no reason to invest money or effort to fix its problems. Without education and guidance, people with opposite ideas remain strangers. Yeah, and when no one wants to cross, the bridge loses its purpose. Ah, now I get it. That's cool, actually. I wouldn't say positively poetic, more like negatively poetic, but still poetic. Building a bridge to reconcile two sides, but it's all useless because the two sides don't want anything to do with the other. So they tried to help, but they didn't help. They just put something there that nobody uses. I was trying to make a comparison like, I don't know, a machine to help you stop smoking, but it's useless if you don't want to stop smoking, right? That's different though, because that's person by person. Here, it's more a social thing. If a person might want to cross the bridge and reconcile with the other side, he cannot do anything on its own, right? There needs to be many more people to help the city rebuild its bounds with the other side. So all the effort for nothing? Whether the bridge is useful doesn't matter. What mattered is Haze poured in a budget. It was a mighty project, a piece of political theater. It was perfectly adequate. Haze couldn't be accused of inaction. They did build it. The people just didn't care. As the designer of the bridge, my father took it hard. Haha! And I knew it was her father. I don't think it means anything, but... He lost faith in the work and stopped wasting his passion on projects that didn't make money. Okay, so her father built the bridge, but was very... It didn't take it well, though, after the building, that nobody uses it. He became a doorman from the east, but his career went smoothly after that. It was like someone would spend his life walking a rocky path, suddenly stepping over a paved road. I refuse to follow that path. I want him to remember what bridges truly mean. I find it funny, actually, because I like thinking of a character obsessed with bridges. It kinda reminds me of Faze, with one of my characters, which is obsessed with gates. And now that I think about it, gates and bridges are kind of the opposite, right? Bridges are to connect people, gates are to disconnect them. Not really that exactly word by word, but in a way, if you want to stereotype the bridges into a person character, the person wants to build bridges with everyone, so it's very social and outwarding. Meanwhile, someone obsessed with gates, as I want to make my character, should be more private, doesn't want to open to others. So in a way, they are kinda opposites. What they truly mean? Like St. Thomas in the old days? Oh yeah, the one that built the bridges to the mountains. Yeah, that's the spirit Point Red should stand for. No hollow pity, no blind progress. What we need is the virtue of selflessness, and the courage to face hardship head on. So you followed your father's footsteps and became a bridge designer yourself? And the driver? Okay, why building bridges and fighting monsters? I don't see how the two things are connected. But okay. Do you smack bridges on top of monsters? Well, you can after you transform, you know. Maybe she builds bridges just to use them as a weapon. Who knows? I don't think they make for a good weapon though. Personal opinion. Shisha turns abruptly, striding towards the sealed St. Thomas Bridge. Come on everyone! The elevators inside the tower don't work, but we can get past the seals and take the stairs. Wait, there are elevators to go down. We go to the base of the canyon. There's a view down there you won't forget. She lifts her leg over the seal and waves at us from the stairwell entrance. Dust already on the clothes, but not caring in the least, like a school kid on the verge of an adventure, waiting for her friends at the mouth of a cave. We followed her lead, the girl who truly loves the city, as if on a tour, led by the most passionate of guides. I can't help but think that we'll find something she treasures most. Something that gives her a reason to keep building. I wonder if I should... I'm always trying to look inspiration everywhere, right? Now I desperately need some inspiration for the character, and well, I can't have the character, but I still need to study it a little more. But also, I want to study a little more. Well, yeah, again, I take inspiration on everything. So I may want to try to make comparison between her and the character I want, though again I feel like the most reasoning and ideas I need are design for now, so I don't think I can use female design on a male character, right? Give me a second, I'm looking for the one-shot character. Where is she? Aha! Okay, she one-shot everyone if she kills a tank. We don't need anyone else, but you know, just in case. Bolina, Charlissa again. Okay, we are here. And the crossover characters. I think we just need one attack. Oh my uomo! Shinderu! I'm saying that a little too many times, I feel like. Easy. At least the battles are fast. I did one battle out of stream. I wanted to do more, but I had to unlock other stories, so no. Ah, we are below. Ah, interesting. Okay, below we go. We step out from the dusty cobweb-choked spiral staircase of the bridgehead, and before us stretches a riot of color. At the bottom of the chasm, separating east and west ponyred, irises, anemones, and pansies. What flower are the pansies? Ah, never heard of this. I saw it very rarely. Usually I saw this flower on shops. Viola del Pensiero. That's a cool flower, but I never saw it. Again, only on flower shops. I suppose it's very uncommon in nature, right? I'm not really a flower person, but it looks cool, I would say. Good design! They made a good design with this flower. Give me a sec. Okay. I hadn't realized Ponyred has a place like this. There's none of the Church Overbearing decoration, none of the tent of industry, just flowers. This river of blossom isn't the work of either district. It's the result of every resident care, cultivated together over time. Together? In honor of the heroes, people gather at the cliff of each anniversary and scatter flowers into the canyon, laying blooms on the resting place of the brave. Over the years, the blossom have flourished and in color stream that flows through the valley. Shisha carefully picks her footing and steps deeper among the flowers. Hey, what are you doing here? Welcome back. How is the milk tea? The what? Wait, who's that beside you? On a rock rising from the ground, framed by blossoms, sits a girl with a surprised expression. Let me take another look. Like, she has the... I saw the sign, it's a Rete 4 sign, right? wait. Is it? No, wait, it's another one? Or maybe it's the old one. I swear I saw this sign on Italian TV. Because there are 4... Wait, was it Italia 1 maybe? No, it's another one. Huh. I swear I saw that sign. Maybe it's another one. Again, it has 4 fours, so I'm pretty sure it was used on TV, right? To symbolize the number 4. Maybe I'm mistaking it for another one. Oh well. Too bad. I was looking at everything because, again, I'm trying to catch what I can for designs here. She cradles a sketchpad, already streaked with colors revealing the vibrancy of the flower river itself. Today there are visitors here too. Noticing my gaze, Haze covers her painting with a blank sheet of paper. As if a sudden snowfall erased the brilliant leaves of late autumn, leaving only a white, quiet silence. Be my guest. Don't be so formal. We met yesterday at the lab. This is only the second time. Aren't we practically old friends now? You have a very broad definition of old friends. I agree. Maybe it is true for Haze. Still, Waldorf, even if we know each other for 2 days, we fought side by side and shared an unguarded connection. A connection? Unguarded. She's blushing. Unprotected, you mean? In a way, during fight, we shared a mental connection for support the fighting, but that's not what it's not what it looks like, Hein. It's not what it looks like. It's a misunderstanding, Hein. It's a misunderstanding. Hein cheeks flash pink as her eyes dart between Shisha and me. Pupils like a tiny creature trembling under scrutiny. No, Charlissa, no, wait. Really, Waldorf? When did you... I was about to ask the same thing. I'm into the synesthesia. Ah, synesthesia? It's a way of communicating without words or touch. It lets through to thoughts, feelings and perceptions cross physical boundaries, reaching straight in another's mind. Think of it as a bridge between two hearts. Oh yeah, she said it. Bridge. I wonder if she also plays cards. Bridge specifically. A bridge, that's a fitting metaphor coming from you. Interested? Not everyone wants the doors and windows of their inner world to open, exposing everything to the sunlight. So Haze has her own little secret. Oh, wait. Random thought for me. Again, I made a character in one of my games that's obsessed with gates. And we said that building bridges in a way are the opposite of building gates, right? So what if I had an antagonist or more like a rival in a future instance of my games where we got a guy obsessed with bridges? Wouldn't that be cool? Oh yes, like Fazay builds gates to stop and the other one builds bridges to connect. We could also make like a PvP game out of this. One builds gates, the other bridges, huh? Probably not, but it's always nice to think, right? So Haze has her own little secrets. No wonder you always seem so thoughtful. Wait, don't tell me you're a secret agent? A real agent wouldn't look that brooding. I prefer to solve things in my mind. I don't bother anyone. Oh, so you're calm on the surface but have a very active inner world. Cute. Think whatever you like. Seriously though, relying on no one at all can easily become a kind of arrogance. You brought them here just to tease me? Of course not. I wanted to tell them about Pointed history. Shall we continue? My father put a lot of care in designing St. Thomas Bridge. Shisha tilts her head back to take in the grandeur of the bridge spanning the canyon. It carries the names of saints and borrows details from ancient architecture. Yet its structure, material and techniques embrace the most modern innovations. It's a bridge that spans not only space, but time as well. Well, everything that exists spans space, right? This one also didn't get any history. Well, only, like, the building was the history one, but nobody used it, so... In a way, I don't feel like it spans that much time. Indeed, it matches the idea of both districts. Yet, by trying to accommodate both sides, it ends up pleasing neither. Oh, wait. That's a vital sentence in game development, you know. If you want to make a game for I saw this sentence more times. If you want to make a game for everyone, you make a game for nobody. Because you cannot please anyone. As we know, we cannot make everyone in the world agree on a specific thing, right? Even the most uncontroversial one, I'm pretty sure. That's the internet. That's basically the internet. I cannot say, oh yeah, I think water is required to not die, huh? And they might say, oh no, water actually... I don't even know, okay? I should try and see what happens. What were they saying? The father, maybe? No. Oh yeah. Okay, still the subject is the father building the bridge. He underestimated the fear and shadows left behind by the scene that invaded years ago. Navigator, did you know? This canyon didn't exist in Point Red distant past. Was it made by the monsters? The scenes? It only formed decades ago, as a result of the Sin invasion. The entire canyon? That's insane! Against an unstoppable force, the city's geography and the people's fate were torn open, splitting the city into... Unbelievable. It was a disaster. I can understand why the progressive were so anxious back then. At least now, Point Red don't need to fear normal scenes. That sense of security is the fruit of decades of effort. True. Hain, sketching beside us, speaks up. But you don't want to support one side. You want to be the bridge connecting both. Yeah, what each district lacks is often found in the other. A complete Point Red can't abandon tradition, nor can reject progress. Then you'd follow your father's footsteps. Trying to accommodate both sides only results in displeasing both. I don't like it, but as a mediator, I often get pushed aside by both. Yet you started to find a certain unspoken balance. Only when a common enemy appears, people unite. In a way, then, the unite only where there's an enemy. It means they're always in conflict. Is it human nature to seek conflict? No, it's the human nature that, by consequence, finds conflict, I feel like. Say, if another powerful scene were to appear? In case that joke really wasn't funny. I feel like that's what's about to happen. Shisha says, scratching the back of her head, her face brightening again. I wish I could be like you, Navigator, building bridges in people's hearts. Even if you build a bridge now, people will still hear only hostility and insults. Makes sense. It's people who decide how tools are used. Take the sacred relic theft 7 years ago. It's still ironic when I think back. Ah, they stole a relic? Is it the crystal? Did they steal the crystal? The St. Thomas Bridge went largely ignored for years. Yet at the peak, it was used as a route to riot in the neighboring districts. At the peak? What do you mean at the peak? Built with the best intentions and yet people use it like that. Oh wait. Okay, yeah. To riot for something. Feels so wrong. Eventually it got blocked. Maybe that was a relief for the bridge itself. A relief? Don't make it sound like it died. You still want to reopen it. When the time is right, I'll make it happen. Hen, you've been surprisingly talkative around others today. Letting your guard down. I can tell they're not ordinary people. You have sharp eyes. Those two aren't the type to judge things with their wallets or follow the crowd blindly. Want to try a synesthesia session with Navigator? It's pretty refreshing and might help you get more familiar with them. I was watching her hair, because still talking about my character I need to redesign. He has something similar on the head. I think this is a pretty common design, but let's screenshot the air vents, could be an idea for later. Also because the character of Haze I want to do is not really like her, but more, still not really social. I need to see. We got a picture here. Oh, that's lovely. That's only random colors, I see. We got ID. How does this thing keeps together on the tie? Oh well. Haze puts down her brush and hands me the painting. This is... I'm a proud person, true, though not entirely. I don't need anesthesia to express myself. Lines and colors are my language, my way of speaking. Accept it. I hope it becomes happy memory of Point Red. As I reach for the painting, a breeze tears, carrying the faint scent of wet watercolor. It smells like flowers. Petals drift across the paper, like birds resting on a branch. They seem to fly out of the painting towards the next landing. Haze's hair, her shoulders. Thanks. As long as you like it. He's saying you're beautiful too? That's not what I said, but I suppose, yeah, I could give her the compliment, I suppose. That's not what he meant! Stop twisting things. Haze lowers her head, brushing the petals off, and sits back on the rock cushioned by flowers. Her painting is complete, and my study of the city history is almost finished. Shall we go back? No, let's stay a little longer and enjoy the view. Alright, we stay until we have enough. Haze nods silently. We settle on a grassy slope. Here, in the heart of the, at the base of the Thomas Bridge, neither east or west district, in this peaceful spot where the sun shines directly only at noon, we take a quiet moment to ourselves. Ah, that's a very poetic scenery here. It's interesting since we got the poetic scenery below and the poetic bridge above, though the part below is positive poetic. The Thomas Bridge is more like depressing poetry. Ah, we are not done. With battles. Is this required? I don't know, let's try. Just in case. We cannot one shot. Oh, we can just one shot this. And you're dead. Everyone is dead. Please don't make me do another battle. They have no reason to exist. Okay. Oh, nothing. It was for nothing. So we explored the right side. Right? They don't say new. Now we can go in the other side and meet the Saintess. So we will know more about maybe the crystal, I hope. The chime of distant bells, the trickle of fountains, the whispers of leaves stirred by the wind, and the rhythmic steps of passerby across the cobblestone streets. Together they weave the tranquil soundscape of the West. As promised, I arrived before the Grand Point Red Cathedral, where yesterday's ceremony took place. Between the blooming hedges, I spot Maria. They are forgetting the dots. They're forgetting the colons here. Her silhouette faintly visible. Holy chalice in hand. Because, yeah, that's the character. She's always holding the chalice. Ah, you came, Navigator. And you brought company, I see. Excuse me, what's your tone, little gardener of the cathedral? Not just a gardener, mind you. With the water blessed by this chalice, I can pray for miracles. Make flowers bloom brighter than ever. So what are you then? The legendary gardener? Sounds like a scam to me. Wait, screenshot moment. Yeah. You underestimate me, Miss Charlissa. The holy water is actually a nutrient mix, scientifically tested to enhance growth. Then you're not only the conservative part, like you also study some science, is it considered like, yeah, it's part of the progress, it's science. Using science to fake a miracle still makes you a fraud. Help those believers' faith while you're at it. If you insist on calling it deceit, I won't stop you. Tell me, do people truly crave miracles that can be repeated? For the comforting illusion that can last forever? I merely choose the latter. You sure talk big for someone who's faking miracles. Aren't you afraid I report you to the church? And between a saint and a complete outsider, who do you think they believe? She's not just an outsider. She's accompanying me. One of the people sent by Haze to check on the problem of the city. She's not a nobody. She's Charlissa. Let's not get sidetracked, since we've been ignoring today's real guest. Navigator, she should tell me you're interested in Pointed history. Yeah, the city nature must have roots in its past. If the strange Haze was man-made, maybe its purpose ties back to the history. But that's a thought I'd rather keep to myself. Besides, Coast wanted to see you again. That's why I invited you here. Huh? That Knight Captain again? What's he wants with Waldorf this time? He? No, that's... I don't think it's the pronoun, it's just they messed up the translation. The translation of the game is pretty bad, honestly. At the start was worse, actually. They later improved, but you can see there is no punctuation sometimes. He'll find soon enough. Getting worked up like this will only drive the poor man away, you know. I'm just looking for him. He can't always think for himself, and I don't want some manipulative woman taking advantage of him. Charlissa is jealous, I know. Look at her, oh. Well then, until she arrives... Okay, yeah, it was a mistake. Why don't we chat a bit? About Pointed? No, about this. Wait, is it the transformation? Or is it another thing? No, I think it's another thing. It resembles the transformation that Starry that made someone transform without needing to use the... how it's called? Without using the basic structure to transform. I don't think that's it, right? Also, this symbol, what was this one? I forgot which region it was. When she faces us again, the gleaming chalice in her hand is gone, replaced by something cold and metallic, radiating a heavy industrial sheen. Its presence feels wrong, utterly out of place. Oh no, I forgot, I was considering running ads to avoid random ads in the middle. Like, ads are random encounters now. I definitely should keep this in mind. Not just because such a device clashes with her saintly image, but because no outsider should ever be holding it. Okay, so it is the transformation device. Right? The one that if you press it... Weird though, because I don't think it would find place in the story here, right? Maybe it's something else, let's see. Meria, why do you have that? My, such frightened look, Navigator. I merely borrow it from someone careless enough to drop it. That's not something you can just borrow. It's dangerous. Give it back now. It's dangerous because you cannot return back right after you use it, unless you're extremely lucky. Right? You transform, you become giant, but you cannot return back. And I don't know what happens after though.
わかりました。
Relax, I have no use for
私
it
には無
anyway.
用なものですし。
I was just
で
curious.
もその前に
Since you're so tense, perhaps you
これ
could
が何
satisfy
か
my
教えていた
curiosity
だけますか？
and tell me what it is.
何条
Are you
件を出して
seriously
る
trying
の？
to bargain right
最
now?
初からあ
It
んたの
doesn't
ものじゃ
belong
な
to
い。
you.
メリア
Maria,
理解してくれ。
disclassified.
機密事項が
Oh,
外部の手に
come
渡
on,
る
if
の
it's
はよく
classified,
ありませんね。
maybe it shouldn't have fallen into innocent hands like mine. Innocent hands, huh?
でも、
Who
その辺
knows?
の草むらで
Maybe I
拾っただ
simply
けか
found
も
it
し
in the
れませんよ。
bushes. Wouldn't it be awful if you got punished
ナ
for
ビゲータ
losing
ー
it?
さんはご心配なく。
Don't worry, I
本当
don't
に
do.
好
I
奇
won't
心
do
だけ
anything
ですから。
reckless. I am an Aegis
私も
driver
アイギス
after
の
all.
ドライバーですし。
I wouldn't risk my
こん
career
なこ
over a
とで職を
trinket.
失う
誰にも言わないと
Then
誓
swear
う
you
か
won't tell anyone about this.
神の皆に
I
おいて
swear, in the name of the Lord Himself, that I shall not speak a word.
あんた
You
神
don't
を信じ
believe
て
in.
ないでしょ。
You don't even believe in him.
分かった
Fine, I'll tell you.
ちょっとナビゲータ
Waldorf?
ー。ええ。
Trust is a
人を
virtue,
互いに
right?
疑っては
We're
な
all
りません。
children of the same God.
私たち
Why
は
build
皆
walls between
神の
us?
子ですから互いを信じて
Well, you know what?
心を開くのです。
I never thought of. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Because people may believe in different gods, but at the end, it's not like multiple gods exist. There's only one. We don't know which one is right, or if there is even one, but we were all created in the same way. Could be a god or just evolution. Or a mix of both, who knows? My theory is that we are in the entire universe is a simulation. It was created by a programmer, the god, and we self-created through the evolution which was programmed into the code. That's my theory. The Big Bang was the execution of the program. She smiles serenely, radiating the fate she claims not to have.
お返しします
Here,
ね。
next time, take a closer look on your things, won't you?
肝に銘じておくよ
Let's go it a little lesson between friends.
それでは
Now tell me,
このアイテムが
what's
何
the
なのか
story
教え
behind
て
this
ください。
mysterious toy? Personally, I don't think it's a transformation though. Because I feel like I saw this before in this story.
君もドライバーだし巨大化のプロセスは
Or
知っ
maybe
て
it
いる
is.
だろう
Since you're a driver, you know the standard gigantification process.
NBS 剤を注入して
Inject the
原価プールに飛び
NBS
込む
agent, then enter the transformation pool. Wait, what was the NBS agent? NBS. Non bliscoso. No, I don't know.
言い換えれば
What a
原
hassle,
価プ
right?
ールを備えた
Without
基
an
地が
nearby
なければ
base,
巨大
there's no way
化
to
できず
trigger giant form.
現在と戦う
Against
こと
a
も
scene
で
that
きま
means
せん。
certain death.
これは
That's what the
その
device
問題を
the device is
解消するため
made to fix.
とある変人がアスト
Why
ランと
Chiaki?
名付けた
You can call it star change. Some eccentric came up with the name. Okay, maybe Chiaki came up with the
何くらい
name.
変ですか？コー
An
スガードみたいな感じですか？
How eccentric are we talking? Like Coast Guard?
コースガード
That's rather rude to Coast Guard, don't you think? Different kind of eccentric.
これは
Think of it as a portable transformation pool. Lets a driver transform everywhere, anytime.
ドライバーはいつ
But
でも
it's still in
巨大化できる
development.
が
Using it is
まだ開発
risky.
段階で使用
リスク
Risky as in you can't turn back after
一度巨大化
transforming.
したら
正確に言えば
Precisely.
高確
Most
率で
drivers never return
乗
to
れなく
normal.
なる
Only someone absurd. Wait, how do they know? Did they run? How many tests did they run? And what's left of them? Are they still around, or did they die because of, I don't know, starvation, because they can't eat that much, or they just couldn't hold the form and died? Only someone absurdly lucky could pull it off.
思ったよりつまらないもので
That's
した
such a lazy concept.
アイギスの研究
Guess I guess researchers have hit a wall.
反省したか
Have you even realized how reckless you were just now?
間違って使ってたら
If you activated it by
反省したら
accident,
遅かったんだけど
would
ね
be too late to regret it.
どうってことありませんよ
Relax, I
昔はもっ
found
と危ないもの
Power
です
Road way more dangerous things before.
さて
Alright, curiosity
私の好奇
curiosity
心はもう
satisfied.
満たされました
Like a withered flower soaking up
聖杯
holy
の
water from
水
the
を与え
chalice.
られた草花の
I
よう
feel
に
wonderfully
満足してい
refreshed.
ますコースガードさん
Looks like
は
her guard is still tied up with
まだ仕
something.
事が残ってるみた
Security
いで
has
す
been
ね
getting worse those days.
最
Since
近
we got some time to
治
kill,
安がますま
how
す
about
悪
a
化して
share
ま
a
すから
secret in return?
機密
Is it about Point Red? or the
私の
church?
秘密
Nah,
です
Baka, my secret.
あなた方は悪
You
い人
seem
じゃ
like
なさ
good
そうですか
people.
ら
I make an exception these ones. Maria slip a second chalice from beneath her robe. How many chalices do you have on your robe? Can you even hold chalices with water in your robe? Huh? Pours herself a glass of rich red wine and takes a slow sip before speaking again.
教会の聖女であ
Even
る
wonder why a
私が
so-called saint
なぜ世間を
acts
裁く
like she
目で
couldn't
見てい
care
るか
less about
知り
holiness.
たい聖女という身分
This
は
title, this
今身
dress,
に
it's
つけている
all
こ
the
の
same
豪華
to
な衣
me.
服のように
Beautiful on the
脱
outside,
いだ
but
り着替え
easily
たり
changed.
身につけた衣服を
No one
自
sees
分の体
clothing
の
as
一
part
部だ
of
と
a
思う
who
人
they
はいま
are.
せんよね
Why should an identity be
身
any
分も
different?
同じです
Well, for some it is, because character design requires a dress. Some people are born to the identities they can never change. A luxury I never had.
贅沢かもしれないけど
But I still get
私
rid
は
of
そ
the
の服を
dress.
脱ぎ捨てたいわ選択は自
Your
由
choice
ですよ
is fine. If it were up to me, I'd probably do the same.
ですが私は
I
東
grew up in the
イリ
East
のスラム
slums.
街で育った
No
私
parents,
です
no money, just a handful of
生
trick
き延びるため
lies,
に必要
theft
な
and
ものは
scraps rich folk threw away. Wait,
そ
East?
して金持ちが捨てたゴ
So
ミで
she's
した
from the progressive side.
7年前
7 years
私
ago
は
I
その
came
ゴミを
west,
拾うために
hoping to
西エリアに
scavenge
来たの
better
です
trash. The church was once such a piece of junk.
時代遅れの廃棄物の
Discarded,
おかげで
maybe, but still valuable enough to live off of.
私はスラム
Living in
街
the
で培っ
slums
た
for
ベ
too
テンの
long, I
腕前を
honed my
発揮
skill
し
in deceit and disguise.
経験で
To the church, I
貧
slowly
困
come to
構成
seem
は
like a
信
rare,
者へと
obedient
姿を
and
変えてい
devout
きました
child.
そして君は
Okay,
司
so
祭になり
I can understand a little better now, Her.
西エリアに定住したんだね
That's how you ended up becoming a priest, then a saint, and finally settled down in the West.
そうです
Yeah, a saint who hadn't shed an ounce of her old debits,
頭壁
even
を
with
持
a
つ聖女にな
perchance
りました
for stealing.
東エリアから
I don't know how to judge your life in the East.
今のようになったの
But
は
here, seeing your life gradually improve can almost be called a miracle.
慰めの言
Thanks
葉
for the comfort,
ありが
but
とうございます
miracles don't exist.
私を生か
What
してく
keeps
れ
me
たのは
alive isn't luck or prayers or love and virtues.
人の優し
It's
さにつけ
exploiting
込ん
people's
で
kindness,
人の気
deceiving
持
their
ちを
hearts,
欺む
stealing their trust.
そんな卑劣な行為
If
を
such
奇跡の
vile
よう
acts
で
can be called miracles,
そ
then
んな
this
世
world
界
is
は
better
一
off
刻も早く
destroyed
滅びた方がいいでしょう
sooner rather than later.
あ
Well, I like how she's talking. At least she's not a flat character, she has a personality. I'm glad because many dialogues in gacha are boring because of they don't show personality. Or even in other games, RPG Maker games I saw recently. So I think I'm enjoying it. Even if it's totally filler. Not even completely because it shows the history of her, of Maria. And also it's interesting because she has a personality that can be interesting to read.
貴族の晩餐会で
At noble banquets, I often see the behaviors you describe, which is why I once resolved to change my own
私は
life.
自分の生きる道を変えようって思った
Wait, which behavior?
だけど
But you're different from them. You're trying to survive.
最初はそうでしたが
Ah, wait.
今は
Okay,
何も変わっていません
okay. Charlissa saw people trying to trick each other in noble gatherings. Because she's from a noble family. Here, we got everything from Charlissa. We got cuteness, we got determination, we got the tsundere, just the tsundere act. We got also nobility, some money also. And she can also transform. I think it's the whole package. At first, yes, but even now I haven't changed a
理
bit.
想主義で空気の
Idealistic,
紹介の
almost
教え
empty
は
doctrines cannot
私を
turn me
真
into
の
a
聖
true
女に
saint.
変えることはでき
My
ませんで
selfishness
した
runs too deep.
別の視点から見れば
I'm really just a girl from the east
私は
wearing the
未
skin of a
聖女
saint
の
in the
皮をかぶ
west.
利己主義は東西関係なく
I think selfishness is just a universal trait.
もちろんそうで
Of
すね
course. I phrase it that way too much the political narrative of Point Red today. Isn't that what you're investigating?
ああこの町の問題はよくわかった
Yeah, had given me a deeper understanding of the city flows.
お役に立てて
I'm
光栄
glad it helps.
では
Maria darts a sharp glance at the side, as if sensing something before the rest of us. Coast Guard is finally coming. Wait, we also got the... Wait, there is also the other priestess, right? I forgot her name. And also there's Ophelia. A rapid series of footsteps soon follow quick, steady and suddenly cut short, like a summer downpour brought to a abrupt halt.
長らくお
Coast
待
Guard.
たせして申し訳ございません。
Sorry to keep you waiting.
ナビゲーター殿、
Navigator Charlissa, thanks for showing such keen interest in
パ
Point
インレイ
Red
ドの現
affairs.
地周りくどいことは
I'm not
あまり
one for
好きではないの
pleasantries.
で
I speak plainly.
率直にお
My
伝えしま
interest
し
in
ょ
you
う。
burns quite deeply, Navigator.
私
Coast
は
Guard, don't say it like that or you might get Charlissa
ナビゲーター殿、
jealous again. A flash of steel sliced through the air. Before I can react, a great sword gleams inches from my chest, its point held steady. Only then I realize it's Coast Guard blade.
お互いのことをもっとよく知るために
To help us get to know each other better,
ここで
meet me in front of the cathedral.
私と決闘してく
Let's
ださ
settle
い。
this with a duel. Coast Guard, I'm not a fighter. I'm the tactical guy. I cannot fight. Coast Guard, no, wait, Coast Guard, no. For real, Coast Guard, I cannot fight. I will die. Oh well, let's see. Filler battle. We can win it right away. Oh, perfect, already set up.
直ちに伺います
And everyone is dead.
私の好きな現在は死んだ現在だけ
Wow, gameplay. They just like to put buttons for gameplay, but the level is so infamously low. Or awfully low that nothing matters. I don't think there will be any gameplay for the duel, but okay. My hand tightens around the hilt. The quartz texture of the leather presses against my palm. It's a sensation almost alien to me. Ever since my awakening 3 years ago, my schedule has been... yeah, because he lost his memory, right? Because he's in a loop of some kind. Kind. I don't know. We didn't even see it. From basic hand-to-hand combat to firearms, daggers and batons, I mastered them all. But a sword, especially a great sword, are a relic more suited for show matches than modern battlefields. I never truly wielded before. The weight of the blade tugs at my body, heavy as the heart itself, urging me forward. Unlike weapons built for defense, control or range, a sword exists for one purpose alone: to fight, to clash, to endure. There's nothing behind me anymore. Only what lies ahead, only this moment. I steady my breath, clear my thoughts, and let my body adjust to the great sword pulse.
準備を
Oh, come on! What is this?
ナビゲーター殿、
What is this? Coast Guard, are you sure you can fight? You don't like fall off balance for whatever reason. Coast Guard, really? How is she able to fight like this? Come on! Come on! That's a reasonable way to fight. At least cover it. Maybe it doesn't swing around and you lose balance. I don't know, Coast Guard. Maybe that's part of her fighting style. Maybe she swings them to move in an unpredictable way to catch enemies off guard. I don't know, that's my theory, otherwise it doesn't make any sense why she's fighting with that heavy weight. But okay. At least I can concede that the game found a good moment to show some fan service, I suppose. Yeah, I forgot what the game does usually. Okay. We can return to the game now, but oh god, Coast Guard. Who's the navigator? Maybe it's also a way to distract enemies. Who knows? Yeah, begin. We raise our blades in unison. 2 arrows drawn taut on a bowstring.
では始め
Then let the duel begin. Steel crashes against steel. The force of Coast Guard strike hams through the blade and into my bones. She fights one-handed, yet not a single opening shows. Neither of us lingers. We both step back, reset and prepare for another clash. I don't think you can beat her though.
このルールは報酬とかあるの
What are the rules of the duel? Is there a prize?
ナビゲーターが急に
You suddenly shouted for a duel. Waldorf said yes and now we are just doing this. Am I the only one confused?
はい
Yeah, you are. Coast Guard duels, those she respect. It's her way of saying hello. As for rules or prizes, there are none. Enjoyment itself is both the rule and the reward.
はあ
You don't mind all this chaos, Waldorf?
何か不都合でも
Why not?
どうせ今日は
Everyone is fine.
それにしても
Seems like the fight is completely one-sided.
当たり前でしょ
Isn't it obvious? Waldorf might be holding a sword for the first time.
ないんだから
I swing again, then again, but Coast Guard blocks every move. She's all defense, all focus, leaving me no opening at all. After a few rounds, I realize I can't just attack blindly anymore.
さすがは
No wonder why you're the navigator.
剣術は
Even without sword experience, your decisions are precise.
その的確な判断
That's one of the ways you lead your team,
ドライバー
through
を導く
flawless
才能が
judgment.
なんとか攻撃してみたけど
I just wanted to test you, but your defense is solid.
教会の騎士として
As a church knight, this is a skill I should master, not brag about.
でも
Still, you must have a way to break
あな
through.
たは私の
You haven't gone all out yet.
なぜそう
How can you tell?
痛感覚
Your ability,
と呼
synesthesia.
ばれる能力
You haven't used it in this duel. Yeah, because it's to connect to allies, to help. There are no allies in the 1v1.
作戦以外で
I feel like using it outside battle is cheating.
ずるいんじゃないかない
いえ
It's your own skill. How is that cheating? It's unique. Not everyone can handle it
勇
properly.
敢に戦って勝つ
Some
者も
win
いれ
through
ば
courage, some win
戦
through
略を駆使して
strategy.
勝つ者もい
You
る
can't hold back your greatest gift.
あなたも
これは
That's a skill
俺
too.
今まで
I spent most of my life pretending my synesthesia doesn't exist,
避けて
never trying to make sense of
日
it.
常で使おうなんて考え
No, we cannot have a character development on a time-limited event, right? But it's part of who I am.
そうだな
I don't think that we will get character development of the protagonist anytime, right?
え
Show me your full
え
power.
全力を
I
見せて
close
くだ
my
さい
eyes. Let the darkness guide me.
痛感覚
Synesthesia activate.
これが痛感
It hits me a rush of emotions that aren't
知り
mine.
たいと不安
A strange sense of freedom.
なるほど
I can feel your intent taking
痛
shape,
感覚という
striking at me long before the blades die.
君の行動
I can anticipate your every
全
move.
て把握した
We strike again, perfectly in sync. Blades clash, sparks fly, the sound bright and sharp, fleeting like dragonflies skipping water. Attacks and defense trade places faster than thought. No time to breathe, only constant swing and parries. It's like music, chaotic but ordered, clear and resonant. The rhythmic resonates in our minds, evoking the chime of a cathedral bell, and somehow we forget the passage of time.
すごい
What
戦
a
いでした
duel.
ねジャリサーさん
Charlissa,
何
you're
ぼ
not
ーっとしているん
staring,
で
right?
すか
The duel is over.
お
I'm not staring. I'm just bored enough to feel sleepy.
やった
Finally, I thought Waldorf wouldn't last this long.
俺も
I'm
驚いたよ
surprised too.
剣術をマスターしち
So,
ゃったわ
Master
け
Swordman now?
いや
Oh no, I
俺は無心に
react
手を振り回し
instinctively,
ただけで
like Coast Guard guiding every
合わせ
move.
て痛感覚を使わずに
Now I
さっきの
can't
動きを
recreate the
再現
rhythm. I never realized it could be so useful. You would be a dark horse in any sport.
だからズルを
Don't call it cheating.
力を乱用せ
True
ず
strength isn't about
常に
shortcuts.
純粋な
Having
心
power
を
but
保つの
keeping
も
your heart
難
pure,
しいことです
that's rare.
純粋な心
Even if Coast Guard doesn't realize, calling me pure feels strange.
痛感覚で
During
あなたの
synesthesia,
思考や感
your
情
thoughts
が
and feelings
包
flowed
み
me.
隠さず私に伝わってきました
Yet no impurity, no
安
distraction.
心して
Like a
喉を
spring,
潤すこと
clear
が
enough
でき
for anyone lost in the
透き
forest
通った
to drink
泉
safely.
のようでした
No wonder that the lady drivers
同行の
trust
ド
you
ライバー
completely.
殿が
そんなわけ
Really? Charlissa jealous again.
本当に信頼
If
して
she
い
really
るのだ
trusts you, she wouldn't shadow you like this.
暗殺者がいるかもしれないでしょ
I'm worried about assassins.
またこのやりとりか
Still with that line.
でもコースガード
Coast Guard compliments?
それは
Maybe
やっぱり
over
褒
the
め
top.
すぎだよ認められる
I
のは
appreciate,
嬉
but
しい
purity really that rare? I don't feel it
純粋って
myself.
そんなにいいこと
When
だ
I connect with Coast
個
Guard,
人的には
her
あま
mind
り
is
ピン
sharp
と
and
こないな
focused. Like the wind, it was untouchable. She values purity and I won't let her down.
ええ私は
Even
尊い
in
と
the
考
church,
えます
many appear calm on the
教会に
surface
も
but hide turbulent
Yes.
currents.
そうですね
Just like
私み
me.
たいに
I feel like if I try to connect mentally with Melia, my mind will rot as hers.
大義に身を捧げる
True
勇気と
courage,
熱意は
the
得られ
kind
な
that sacrifices for something
ありの
higher.
ままの自分で
is
いる
becoming
純粋
rare.
さは
Even the simple act of staying true to oneself is fading.
実に悲
Coast
しい
Guard can't help but clench her left wrist. Her jest. Oh yeah, I forgot! She's not using her left arm. Did we address this earlier?
そこで
I want
ぜ
to ask
ひ
you
お聞き
something.
したいのですが
How do you keep your soul untainted by the world? That's quite a question.
まったく大げさ
I
ですね
told you she's someone with honor as a
前に
very
も言いま
life.
したが
A noble among nobles.
いやそれは
No,
いいんだ
that's not the
コースガー
point.
ド
I'm not sure if
こ
my
れが
answer would
君の
make
望む
sense.
答えに
なぜでしょう
I don't see why it wouldn't.
俺は3年前に
3 years ago, I lost all
全ての
memories of
記
my
憶を
past.
失う俺が純
I
粋な
literally have the
心を
heart
持
of
って
a
いると
child
したら
now. It's not that I've stayed
汚れから
untouched
守
by
って
the
きたんじゃな
world.
くて
It's I haven't lived through enough of it yet.
ナビゲーター
So the protagonist is technically illegal? Not legal.
知ってもらった方がいい
Nothing to be ashamed of.
互いのことを
Sharing
理
this
解
is
す
the
るための
first step
第
towards
一歩だ
understanding.
そうですか
I see.
ナビゲーター殿
Forgive my
で
boldness.
すが
Don't belittle
決して
yourself.
自分を卑下し
Whatever
ないで
happens,
く
your
ださい
purity won't lose its shine.
その純粋が
Even if it comes
ただ
from,
の
from
単
innocence
純であっ
alone.
て
ステンドグラスのよう
Virtue
な
shaped
言葉
by hardship can shine like stained glass. But
水晶
crystal
の
clear
ような純
purity
粋は
only comes
無
from
垢な
innocence.
心からのみ生まれるのです私自身も
Even I am just a
ただ
girl,
の未熟な少
still
女かもし
immature in
れ
many
ません
ways.
あなたが
Like in the way you
未熟な
dress, maybe.
私は
Please, if you're immature, what does that make me? A brat!
利己主義
In
という
that
点で
sense,
は
we are
同
not
じでしょ
different than when it comes to self-interest.
後悔はしてい
But the
ません
choice was
が
mine.
お二方にはまだ話していませんよね
The others don't know, right? Since you opened
ナ
your
ビゲ
heart
ータ
to
ー
me,
殿が打ち
I
明けて
should
くださ
listen
った
without holding anything back.
無理しなくていいよ
If you want, I'll listen.
7年前
We got other
ファインメイド
backstory.
東山エリアの
It
間で
started 7 years ago
大きな騒動がありました
with a major conflict between Point Red,
その
East and West District. The so-called
聖遺物
Sacred
盗
Relic
難
theft
事件で
incident.
す
And now they talk about. I knew they would talk about. I thought. I expected them to talk about the stolen relic. I think it's the crystal. They stole the crystal, and that's what makes the Haze appear.
7年前
7 years ago?
ちょっと
Hey, don't look at me like
ま
that.
た言っておきますけ
she,
ど
d-
私が
she didn't
西エ
steal
リ
it,
ア
right?
に来たのは
For the record, I arrived in the West shortly before the incident.
無関係
I
で
had
すよ
nothing to do with it.
ある日
At the time, a key relic of the Point Red Holy Church had been replaced with a fake.
そして
Devout followers,
熱狂的な
stepped up
信者
citizen,
と
opportunists,
した
and
群衆
progressives all poured
時
into
代
the
主義者
chaos.
私は群
I
衆
got
の
caught in
波
the
に巻き
crowd.
込まれ
unable to keep my
嵐の海
footing,
に投げ出されるよう
like
に
being on a
橋の
storm-tossed
上か
ship.
ら転落して
I
しまいました。
tumbled from the bridge.
昏睡状態から
When I
目覚
woke
め
up,
た
the
時
chaos was over.
暴動は
All
終わっ
that
ていまし
remained
た。
was the fact that my left arm no longer
Yes,
worked. Ah, that,
私の
okay, that's
左
what
腕は機能を
what's with
失い
her arm.
正常。
その頃は
You were barely 10,
まだ
right?
はい。
Wait,
非常に
That
影響を
means
受けやすい
she's
年頃です。
17 now. No, wait. No, that can't be it. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Wait. 7 years ago. 7 years ago. And she was barely 10. Huh? You're telling me... But you're telling me now she's like 17? No, I'm not believing this. I will never believe it. They just put random numbers on the age now. Come on, what is this? 17. Hair. 7. Okay, guys, go. Look at me and tell me she's 17. No. I would never believe anything of that. I don't care what the game says. I don't care what the lore says. I don't care what the documents of the game says. She's not 17. Come on, guys. Shortly after, someone from the east contacted my family, offering humanitarian aid and a free prosthetic. My parents smelled a trap behind the so-called blessing from above. Even after years of decline, their instincts as all nobles were still sharp.
陰謀
Trap? You mean the steep cost of maintaining it?
高額な費用がかかるとか
At first glance, it looked like a classic trick. First replacement free, then maintenance cost skyrocket. It wasn't about money, it was political. In a noble family loyal to the church, my recovery would either come through divine blessing or through external aid. Eastern aid, modern medicine and immense wealth. It came from the letter. It would make perfect propaganda, showing how feeble so-called willpower really is.
実際に無力
Which
です
in
けど
truth,
ね
it was.
まさか
So they fall from the bridge. Wasn't really an accident. They pushed her down
それで
and you refused the aid.
私の両親は
She invalidated her aid. My parents were reasonable. They laid out all the consequences and let me choose. But a young me only wanted to resist. Resist a future shaped by invisible hands. A destiny dripping with political schemes.
だから
That's why you cling to purity.
体も命
But in life, some
自
things
由に
can't be
取り替えら
replaced.
れるわけではない
I said that in an interview after refusing
援
aid.
助を拒否した後
After
の取材で
invalidating aid.
もちろんそういった考えを
Many
理
found
解
it
しない人も
incomprehensible.
たくさんいました
In hindsight, the West probably looks too bold and old-fashioned.
そうですね
You know, the East well, I
私は
see.
東エリア
The
の
damn
住民
technology
に
can
よく知ってい
replicate
る
anything, and money
彼
can
らに
buy
とってテクノ
everything.
ロジー人類は
Humanity has
今の
finally
生
reached
産
the
性
level
と
of
技術レ
science
ベル
and
に到達す
productivity.
るまで
If you can't wield them wisely, can you really call yourself civilized?
それらを自分の口からこんな言葉が出る
Zoro
なんて
got banned for less.
自己紹介みたいですね
Though, saying this makes me sound like I'm introducing myself.
あらゆるものを金銭で買
And
う
my
ことができ
troublesome
る
father is much the same.
私の家の
Our
貴
noble
族の
status
地位は
was bought.
金で買ったものよ
Unlike our old
歴
families
史に
with
名を残
centuries
す
of
旧貴
dignity.
族と違い
You nobles
新貴
think
族は
like
常
the
にお金に
noble
対して
rich.
娘への愛
You
情
measuring
は
love for their
お
daughter
金
in
でしか
coins.
測れない
Expensive
高
clothes
い
must
服
mean
な
I
ら
like
人好
them.
きになるとか
Lavish spending can never be wrong. It's maddening. Okay, yeah, that's her backstory. That's why she left the family.
つまりナビゲーターさんが言ったことは正しいようです
People
ね
like this are everywhere.
これが
That's the
7
incident
年
7
前に
years
フ
ago.
ァインレイドで
And
起
the
きた
choice I made.
ナビゲーター殿
Perhaps your purity comes from
あなたって
inexperience.
は
But when the moment comes
選
that
択
demands
を
a
迫
choice,
られる状
will
況
you
に
still
直
hold
面した
into
と
it?
そ
急いで
Wait,
答
wait,
えを
did
出
you
す
say
必要は
I?
ありません人生はまだ
It's
長いです
missing a punctuation. Punctuation, nice.
そして選択を迫られる瞬
The
間は
moment might
すぐ
come
に来る
tomorrow
かも
or
しれませ
never.
んそして
Until then, stay where you are now.
今日の決闘で
Today duel taught me much.
私も
Today,
今
sharp
日の数感
perception
覚で
helped me
自身
reconsider
を見つめ
myself.
直すことができまし
I'm
た。
grateful.
そうだ。
I have
実は
one question.
どうぞ。
巨大化の時
During
普通
giantification,
に左
your
手を使えたは
manifested
ずな
left
の
arm should work perfectly.
になんで片手し
Well,
か使わなかったんだ
probably she's not used to using it, right? Why fight with one hand?
その理由は
Two reasons.
一つ目は
First, my
私が
swordsmanship
習得
requires
し
it.
た剣術によるも
After
の
the accident, my parents hired a teacher who
7年
taught
前の
a
事故
one-handed style.
二つ目は
Second, my stubbornness.
単
I'm
なる
waiting for the
私
right
のわが
moment.
ままです。
What do you mean right moment? If you need an extra hand, use it.
機械
What moment?
選択の機会です。
The moment to choose again. Why? You don't need to be cryptic now, you know.
チャリサーさんにはない。
A sense of ritual that Miss Charlissa never has.
うっさりはね。
Shut up! Her action. Here.
そうだった
Copy.
その日
I
が
see.
早く来ることを
I hope that they come soon.
ありがとうございます。
Just as a sword returns to its sheath after a fight, once our exchange of ideas ends, we speak no more. Only waiting remains. The sun grows stronger, and the fountain traces on the cobblestones fade quickly. We step into the cathedral. Sitting on the bench, I watch the shadows shift with the sunlight, letting time flow like sweat running down my skin, as if patiently awaiting some unknown future. And maybe we completed the left side now. Let's see. I still don't know at which part we are. We have a battle now, but we didn't unlock anything, so the battle is required maybe. Let's see. I think we still... Let's move it, sure. Easy one shot.
直ちに伺います。私の好きな現在は死んだ現在だけです。
They should have the button skip battle because I instant win. But okay. At least they gave me rewards. Okay. We did the thing. Now we continue here. Crossroads. What do you mean? No, we just had the crossroads, east and west. Let's see. Your presence becomes the catalyst, forcing the two distinct paths to collide. Let's see. So, the intended way was first left and then right. Those two are going to pick up some gifts. Why didn't you go with them?
ガチのツ
I'm
ア
not
ー
really a
ガイ
guide.
ドでもないし、
You need to tag
そ
along
こ
for
まで
that.
それに
Besides, staying
こ
here
こで
gives me a
変異の
chance
考
to
え
hear
も
your
聞いてお
thoughts
きたい
about
んだよ
them.
ね。考え。
Thoughts? Ah wait, no, okay. We are not still here. We went away. This happens after we left. So it makes sense if we went first here and then the other side. Because this happens in the meantime.
どんな人たちか
What kind of people
こ
are
っそ
they
り
really?
観察してたんじゃない
Weren't you
の？
observing them all along?
男性は
The
真
man
面目
is
で
serious, hard to
悪
read.
意を感じませ
Maybe
ん
it's
が
just good at hiding
女
it.
性は素直
The
で
young lady wears her
考えてい
feelings
る
on her
こと
face.
がそのまま
You
感
can
じ
see
てます
straight in her mind, like a clear lake without a single ripple.
研究所で出会った
My
時と
impression
同じ
didn't
印象
change.
ですよ。
I'm more
よ
certain
り
now.
確信が
I have a strange
ち
question.
ょっと変。あの二人
Do you think they feel more like West District people or East District people?
何を言ってるん
Don't
です
be
か？
ridiculous. Only point at
人
Mrs.
間を
people
その
that
二つ
way.
に定義するのはファインレードだけですよ。
Yeah, I kinda don't like the distinction because I hate it when I see it online and they say, oh yeah, this game is so conservative, or this game is so liberal. No, the game is a game. Everyone does the game on how they want it. You don't have to tag a game based on or a person based on what they do, even if they are not American.
その定義はまやかしで、
It's a trap,
定
a
義
lie
す
that
る
catches
側
both
も
the
される側も
definer and the
知らないう
defined
ちに罠に
without
かかって
them
しまうん
noticing.
です。
Dusk spreads over the canyon. The wind picks up.
出身で人を定義す
Deafening
る
people
のは
by origin
その
ignores
人
the
が経験して
complexity
き
of
た
their
人
lives.
生をない
Beliefs, ideal, passion, every choice made after struggle. It can be summoned up in a single label. I kinda like this one, let me... Yeah. It's more than insulting. This kind of thinking tries to dictate how we live, pushing us towards a narrow future. When the lies and traps succeed, what happens to the people caught in them? Traps, yeah. People born in Pony Red grow up inside them, never realizing their thoughts are already framed. Can outsiders avoid them? And if it's them like the navigator, could he help change things? He came to investigate. Why would he interfere in Pony Red? For love and justice? Emotional love or rational love? Outcome justice or procedural justice? In a place like this, people would argue endlessly. What is this, Twitter? Maybe, but it feels so bleak. Is this what weighs on your mind every day? All you do is wear yourself down. That's why I discuss things with you sometimes. Wait, did she say Doki Doki? It's like, that's meaning like heart to heart. Yeah, maybe in Japanese it's, that's why I do heart to heart with you sometimes. What's your conclusion? How should Pony Red change? Follow tradition or push up for progress? Reform from within or rely on outsiders? Can the navigator be trusted? Yamete kudasai. That's too many questions at once. If I could answer all of that, I'd be mayor. you would definitely do a better job than the one you have already. One thing is clear. Breaking down the walls around people's hearts can't be done with weak measures. Maybe it's for real, a big scene comes to destroy the city again and they unify again to fight it. Hein looks over the river of flowers. The colors reminder of the rose windows she admired in the church as a child. She knows fate and art alone can't reach some goals. Even ideas have limits. So I don't care about that. If things stay the same, I'm still a saint. Even if the progressives take the West, I still have food and a place to live as a driver. If you ask who I support, I'd side with the church. At least it doesn't force the poor to live in a polluted zones or leave orphans hungry. Yeah, that's what I think. I don't mind much myself. I know the environment can't fully control people. Any future can be accepted. But if progress is inevitable, why must the church cling to tradition? Move forward slowly, and we can still uphold virtue. Keep the buildings low, and people can still see the sky. This rushes development and run into problems. With the lessons we had, we could have done better. Clergy will praise long flowing waters. Do they not see they stop moving? Even clear springs stagnate eventually. I don't know the answers, but better ask the bishop. Though he tends to dodge. Oh! Maybe, yeah, the bishop is probably a dodge tank. Maybe ask an outsider. Someone that touched might see things more clearly. An outsider. Like the navigator. He's a pure man without doubt or hesitation. If we were a knight, he could take glory alongside me. In politics, purity can be dangerous. So is a sharp word a sharp sword without intent? No, we need someone willing to swing the sword. Will you be the one to strike? With arms that carry other sins and bear your own wings? I don't know. Maybe ask someone who is both a bishop and an outsider. Ah yeah, we got other bishop, right? I forgot her name though. Somehow she's always hard to read. Captain Mira, she doesn't seem opposed to progress. Her skill with AVG shows she's practical, a tech-minded type. Maybe I'll ask her someday. Oh. The young bishop could bring fresh energy to this old city. What kind of change, and what does that warm smile really hide? Kosgard can't help but wonder. So we got a glimpse of what happened in both sides after we visited them. Okay, so now we reunite and I suppose we take the problem starts, right? Why do you have a battle? A mandatory battle? Sure, filler battles, let's go. Let's see if we can win already with a tank in the front. Okay, yeah, easy. Oh, Mirai really helps here. Okay. Oh, the winter egg. I wonder if the winter egg event will come again. Okay, now. Oh no. Wait. That sound. This is an event without us, right? I'm pretty sure it's the mayor plotting something behind. Of course. Through the wide glass windows, the city of Point Red stretches beneath him in its full nocturnal glory. A commercial district grander than any mountain, highways glittering like constellations and towers piercing the clouds, as if to challenge Babel itself. This is what Dawkins had always pursued. It's not enough. Not nearly enough. Sir, I have intel to report. How are you? Well, probably an NPC. A well-decorated NPC, though. The voice comes before the knock. The woman strides in without waiting for permission, her attire hardly befitting any government officer, and the gun at her side says the rest. Speak. The surveillance target made of mission contact with the Saint. Night Commander, Shisha, and an IVG researcher. Yeah, the one we saw before. Ah, that was the one that was spying us before, maybe. He expressed interest and opinions on pointed political state. What kind of opinion? What kind of interest? Rational, neutral, detached. Neither intense nor hidden. Like every outsider who thinks they can step in. That's what I wanted. To use him to steer the waters. Make the hidden threats rise to the surface. The hidden threats. Step aside. Keep me posted. The armed officer steps back a few paces and turns to leave the major office. One more thing. Try not to be flashy next time. Dawkins nods towards the gun at the officer's side. Without waiting for a response, he turns back to the window, his gaze sweeping across the city. The unknown Haze. What a spectacle. I thought the city was finally starting to settle, only for new threats to emerge. Okay, so he's not, he has not something to do with the Haze. Even with organization full resources, even with Haze sending the navigator, they came up empty. No major scenes, no normal ones. What is the Haze, really? A fabrication? Could it be Aegis? Just to send that navigator here? No. Then who? Why? The voice is familiar? Is it Dr. Stephanie? I don't think so, but... Who is the status of the target I told you to watch? Remains under control, Doctor. It is Dr. Stephanie? Huh? Huh? Why? She should be our fake mother, our tutor, right? Well, she's very weird, though. Maybe she wants to experiment something still weird. A communication window suddenly flickers into view, yet Dawkins shows no trace of surprise or anger. He treats the sender, the Doctor, with careful respect. Is there something that requires my attention? No, just a warning. Keep your eye on the navigator.
承知しております。
I understand.
彼が現れたのは確かに
His arrival was unexpected.
戦略部からは謎の総務を調
They
査する
sent
た
him
め
to
と連
Point
絡
Red
を
to investigate the unknown Haze. Fair enough.
その総務自体
But I
人為的に作り
suspect
出され
that
た可能性があると考えています。
the Haze could be nothing more than a smoke screen.
誰に
By whom, I
ス
guess.
パインレイドに介入したければ
If they wanted to interfere in Point Red affairs, there are safer and easier direct ways to do it.
ええ、奇妙な
That's why it
問題で
feels
す
off. I'll push the investigation further.
構わない
No rush.
だが
どういうことでしょう
I'd follow your
アレス
guidance, Doctor.
君はあのナビゲーターを巻き込
He
みたいの
involved
か
the navigator too
彼
early.
は簡単に
He's no
操れ
fool
る
to be
と
treated
思
like a
うわね
puppet. You're playing with fire.
うんそれほどの人物
I can see
には
what
見え
makes him
ません
extraordinary, but I'll take your
肝
word.
に銘じます
I'll be careful now.
あなたが与えてくれたものに応えるためにも
Dawkins placed a hand over his chest. To the left, the rhythm of his artificial heart pulses steadily, cold and precise. Ah, some like he was dead, but the doctor saved him, or is just a machine. This foreign organ has given him an unshakable composure. Since then, he felt neither agitation or anxiety. His heartbeat runs like a clock, exact, disciplined, unwavering.
私を失望させな
I
いよ
hope you
うに
won't let me down. The window closes.
市長
Sir, I have intel to report.
今度は先ほど
Right away.
あまり目立つようなこ
I
とは
told
し
you
な
not to be
い
so
ように
flashy.
それ銃のことでしょ
You
う
mean the gun? I just
私
finished
は
my
今調
investigation.
査から戻ってきた
Was
ところ
someone else called it too? Ah, it's another one.
その服装では
Uniforms
区別す
make
る
it
のが難しい
make it impossible to tell one from another.
では
Get to the
報告
point.
はい AVG
I've been tracking a young researcher from the AVG
怪しい行
Institute.
動を確認しました
The one that rose, maybe?
彼女は監視対象者
She
と
first
接
made
触した
contact
後
with our surveillance target,
東エリア
then
郊外
headed alone to the outskirts of West Pointed and suddenly disappeared. Disappeared? Definitely sus. Does it have to do something with the Haze? It's the girl that rose, right?
おそらく町の外に身を隠す場
I
所を持っ
suspect
てい
she
るの
might
で
have
は
a
ない
hidden safe house outside the city.
監視対象者と接触したのですか確か
Made contact with a
ヘイズと
surveillance
言い
target,
ましたか
the researcher named Hein.
では彼女も
Fine.
監視リスト
Add her
に
to the
加え
watch
てくだ
list.
さい追跡を
How
続け
do
る
you
ように
watch more than one people?
はい
The officer straightens and prepares to leave, but Dawkins calls him back.
ああ言い忘れ
One
ま
more
した
thing.
何でしょう
あなたは
Try not to be so
あまり
flashy
目
next
立つような
time.
ことはしないように
Okay, good way to end it. The black gleam of metal makes him uneasy, as if any encounter with it would inevitably see a bullet fire somewhere, sometime in the future. Okay, we got some... How it's called? Wait, I forgot the name. It's... Wait, the omniscient... the omniscient reader. Okay. Oh no, another filler battle, sure. At least I didn't spend my stamina because I knew. We literally don't change anything. Go.
直ちに伺います
Yachimasu kagamasu.
私の好きな現在は死んだ現在だけです
Okay, one. I should add more characters for free XP. Not a lot, but free XP. What now? Here in the Westway. Westway, ha 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 ha. Wait, if we complete the Westway, we can unlock...
まだ迷っている
where was it here?
やる気が出ないときは
We
こ
unlock
れは仕事じゃないって思うといい
Hen
わ
if we complete the Westway, right?
例えばゲームをしてるとかトレーニングしてるとか
Wait, is it normal? I don't see
人
the
生経
right
験を
side.
積んでるとかそんな
Yeah,
風に
it's normal.
見て
Maybe, okay, on a wider phone, maybe we will see the right side. I see. Okay. How much do we need to play? The Highlands are completed. The Eastern... That's a long... How long is this? That has to be the final boss. Come on. I think we will not finish this one today. We will probably stream on Monday at this point. Hopefully. But the rest is... yeah. Let's continue and we will discuss later. On your second day in Ponyred, the situation tilts towards peril. Let's see. Maybe the Easter part with all the events, maybe they're just filler battles. I want to pick some specialties for Julius and Franca. This side of town is better for that. You were right, I walked through the east yesterday. Everything felt mass-produced. I can buy the same stuff back in Danube. What's the point? Handmade gifts from the west mean more. Crystal bracelets, painted glass candelabra holders, a model of the cathedral, little sculptures, holy water flasks. Ignore any mystical meaning and they still look lovely. I'm tempted to buy them all. What are those people doing here? Oh, the progressives are here, okay. Join our cause! Drive the complacent church from our street! Before spoiled! Another protest already spilling into the west. Now they're doing more than marching. Someone in the crowd produces a bottle filled with a strange liquid. They hold it as casually as if it were soda. A Molotov? Huh? They wouldn't actually... Those extremists are dangerous, I go deal with them. Hold up, warn them first. Don't make this worse. I know. I fumble for my Aegis officer badge, ready to intervene. Then rapid footsteps hit the ground. Probably it's Hogard? Yes, Coastguard, sorry. Who does make such a ruckus under the Saints' watchful eye? Ophelia! Feathers! This isn't a marketplace! 2 knights arrived expected. Wait, that person. The leader of the progressives glanced at Coastguard, left arm and frowns. How did they show up so fast? What rotten luck to run into them here? Ambitious youths from the east. The church welcomes all who walks the path of the righteousness. We are all under the same sky. Yet those who break the law, who lose their way, will face judgment from heaven itself. The gods will not forgive evil! Sorry, this is too cute. Here. It's nothing. Yeah, we may have a little loud, but it was just joking around. A little drink to liven the mood. Do you know that faking to... how it's called? Faking terrorism is still considered terrorism. Like, it's not like you can go around saying, oh yeah, I'm a terrorist and stuff, and later when police arrives, oh, I was joking. I don't know why the people run away, I was joking. That's not how it works. You can't get out of this by just like, oh, it was a joke. Oh, I was joking pretending to be a terrorist. No. Come on! They subtly put away their makeshift Molotovs. It's just a misunderstanding, that's all. They've cleared up, no harm done. I see none of you have even touched the drinks. Remember this, always leave yourself a way back. Forgive others, forgive yourself, abandon malice. Don't hurt yourself or others. This is the way to salvation. Coastguard, firm words, push the progressives out of sight. Dear God, that was close. I settled? I was expecting to have to vent on someone else. Fast and efficient, as always, but did we really just let dangerous radicals go? Maybe it wasn't so simple. Navigator, Charlissa, you're here too. Sorry for the scam. Don't worry, the church is prepared for radicals. They act on impulse. Punishing them harshly could make the matter worse.
なるほど。対処した
Punishing
経
them
験があった
harshly,
んだ
they pretended to be terrorists. That's not something to be light about.
彼らも初めは善意で
Dealing
行
with
動
them
してい
isn't
たはずな
difficult,
のですが、
but it's still worrying.
道
Some
を
of
誤
those
った
progressives
非常に残
progressives
念なことです。
mean well, but have gone astray. A shame.
現状ではああいうのが増える一
Given
方
how unique Point Red is, incidents like this may never fully disappear.
東西は数十年
No,
にわたって
East and West have
分断
clashed
さ
for
れてき
decades.
ましたが、
It hasn't always been
こ
this
れも
tense.
前市長の政権下では
In the previous mayor term, policies aimed to bridge the
東西エ
divide.
リアの
A
関係を
bridge.
修復1年前に
But
新
with a
市
new
長が
mayor,
就任して
everything shifted.
新市長
The new mayor?
あのムカつく
That
やつ
annoying guy is at it again?
あら
Huh? Sounds like someone's about mighty Mayor Dawkins. And he deserves every word of it. A familiar figure appears, her presence ahead of even the faint scent of orange shampoo.
私も混ぜて
If I overheard it, I'm joining in. I have some bad things to say too. Okay, okay. She wasn't defending him. Shisha, what are you doing here? I heard progressives were causing trouble. Arrest over immediately. Have you chased them off? That was quick. I wish I could see how you did it. So what bad thing you want to say? Plenty! I never imagined this mayor would turn pointed into this mess. Those are deep-rooted issues, but the previous mayor worked hard to improve things. All that effort has been thrown away. If this keeps up, it could spiral out of control.
7年前と同じ
Like 7 years ago.
あんな恐ろしい
We
こと
can't let another riot happen.
俺たちに何か
Can I help
手伝える
Feels like the only way is to get rid of the mayor out of the office. As we said, Charlissa, you're always free to punch the mayor. Oh, failure. Hey, why the silence? I mean, remove him! Take him down! That's my plan. Best to find solid evidence of Mayor Dawkins' shady dealings or hidden motives. Yeah, we definitely have people in Haze able to gather information, right? I contacted the political department last night. They told me to gather the proof myself.
つまり
So an investigation is necessary. Yeah, I'd love your help, but visitors from the noob stand out. And Coast Guard, being Westbourne and the Knight Commander, can move unseen. Yeah, because also based on how she dresses, but that's another thing, right? I have to do this alone, in secret.
それは危険
It's
です
risky, are you sure? I've been thinking about it for a while. Today I finally commit. Beware of the branches if there are no contradiction in the pull request. We can't let this fester. With the navigator, maybe there's a chance to get help. I have to take it.
わかりました私にも
I have
い
plans
くつ
too.
か考えがあ
The
りま
West
す
can't wait forever for a wise
我
mayor.
々も
We must
次の
take
市長
action
がある
ourselves.
そうね一緒に頑張ればきっと
Yeah,
なんと
but
かなる
sides
わ
must act to truly solve this.
俺たちはどうしたらいい
And thus, we observe.
まだ焦る必要はあり
No
ません
rush. Watching is important too.
変化を観察することも重要なこと
I really should decide. Anad is running again. I think I should run ads manually. Because it's better to have... I can also take the opportunity to take a break. I don't know how long I will stream though.
それに謎の騒ぎの
Besides,
こと
the
もあ
truth
るわ
behind the Haze is still unknown.
ナビゲーターさんは
Navigator, wait for our good news.
あ
Okay.
よくわかりません
I
が
don't fully understand.
シーシャさん
Mate Shisha, do your best. Don't worry, Ophelia, you're already doing your best. Pat pat.
は
I
ーい
will.
頑張るね
Shisha and Kozgad part ways. One heading east, the other west. Different routes, same goal. I directly follow in their footsteps. Even if it's early, I can feel that moment is close. Okay, which of the two though? What should we do now? Are we choosing again east or west? No. Okay, we got random a filler battle again. Sure, game, sure. Filler battle it is. I was considering. Okay, we can just win like this. I was considering doing skipping all the story out of stream and do the battles, but I would lose the sequence of events, and also battle lasts like 20 seconds. There's nothing really to optimize, let's say. Also because sometimes there are battle mid story. Another filler battle? Huh? Okay, well, hopefully though there will be more filler battles, which means the long sequences won't be that long. I'm surprised we still don't get any enemy, any threat. But I don't mind, it's more like a looming disaster to happen, with the undertones of the conflict of the city. I don't mind this event. Another one. Oh, come on! Well, actually that's positive, because if we complete this one I can unlock the character right away. I don't know if I will use it though. Oh, okay, we need to move her. Aha. Wait, the rock occupies a slot. Well, not really, it's not programmed, but it literally covers a spot, the rock. I wonder what happens if an enemy stays there. Another one. Okay. Okay, game. I will do your filler battles. Instant win again. Maybe that's why I should take note if the enemy spawns in the rock. Because otherwise what? They never put an enemy in that slot in particular. Let me guess. Last one. Why that many battles right now? Again, I'm glad I have the stamina. No, still no enemy. Okay. I should really add other characters for the free XP. Oh well. Okay, hopefully now we are done. Even more! Okay, we have the cathedral now. Wait a moment. We unlocked Haze as a playable character. Let's see what she does. We can even put her in here. Let's see. Let's remove her, please. Just I'm curious on how is the screen here. Here. Here she is. Oh, it's the same. Just curious what she does. A little more. Hein, here. Okay, she attacks in hitting the slots in the side even? Wait, she attacks based on armor? Also clones buff from the main target. I don't know how useful it is. Depends, I suppose. And this per awakens, okay. Wait, after attack, resets the duration of all buffs. Wait! This could be useful against the bosses, right? Because buffs can stack. Wait, this could be interesting. This could be interesting because every buff is stackable. Okay, but attack has a hard limit on the stack, I suppose. I wonder if you can. There's also a hard limit on the crit damage. The attack has a hard limit. The crit damage, I don't know. If that's the case, it could be interesting. Oh well. For now we continue. Cathedral Ward. Well, I don't mind if there are more battle scenes. It means more scenes. Less scenes. The cathedral is usually steeped in quiet. Steeped. Yet even by its own standards, this silence feels extraordinary. The high clergy meeting is nearing its end. Outside, the monks move cautiously, keeping to themselves. Even the usual organ music has been cancelled. A meeting called at moment like this. It's clear the church is finally taking this long-standing conflict seriously. Ah, the steamed night commentary is waiting for the meeting to end as well. Maria, weren't you inside? The meeting was dreadfully boring. I slipped out. The topic has some merit though. If only they spoke more directly, I might have been able to grasp something. Can you tell me what it was about? Of course, as you'd imagine, Captain Miras decided to intervene in Pointed affairs. Being a bishop from Danube, her authority is almost unparalleled. The usual rules that keep dioceses from interfering with each other hold no sway over her. Let's hope she achieves something. Hard to say. I didn't pay much attention after the first half. She skips cutscene, I see. What was revealed in the opening was enough to shock anyone. Listen carefully. During the meeting, our bishop in Pirate admitted something. The relic lost 7 years ago was intentionally given to the East. The relic unearthed by St. Thomas when the city was founded. Do you know what it actually is? It has to be the crystal, come on. Don't. The church treasure, radiant and mysterious for 1,000 years. A symbol of miracle, it's actually a massive primal nimbus crystal. Okay, it was a crystal and it was a nimbus one. Okay, I predicted it. I must be mishearing things. Are you sure? The Kairism was the only known source of prime crystalline. Humanity has scoured the world for them without success. And you're saying centuries ago, one already existed? I was shocked at first too, but it makes sense. St. Thomas only dug up this single crystal. Compared to Kaya's massive veins, it's tiny. Perhaps this crystalline point is just a result of an ancient tectonic shift. You mean the movement of the earth split a piece of Kaya deposits? Like the tectonic movement moved a piece of all the veins. That's weird, but depends on how old they were. If the relic is indeed just that, explains why the bishop gave it to the East. A relic in the West would be tightly controlled. Even if Pointed wanted to study it, obtaining samples would be nearly impossible. For the science-minded East, the gift would be priceless. And could strengthen the relation between the district leaders. That was the bishop's intention. But some zealots discovered the relic was essentially a fake, and combined with provocateurs stirring trouble, the situation spiraled out of control. And all it took to spark a riot. Ironic. How did the other clergy react? They accepted it quickly, at least on the surface. Don't assume the clergy are so backward. In this day and age, many of them, like me, just see it as a job. I don't understand why the church doesn't reform further. I can't answer that one, I'm afraid. What hour is it now? 3 o'clock? Ah, the bell tolls, the meeting is over. You may want to catch Bishop Mira for some answers. As for me, I need to blend in the crowd before I get noticed. Maya, that's how I kinda like Maria. Quickly merging with the clergy. Meanwhile, Mira approaches, walking with a balance of grace and solemnity. Cascade, I didn't expect to see you here. Are you taking an interest in the politics now?
私が興味があ
I
る
only care about protecting people's
人
future.
々の未来を守る
Quite eloquent. You have a question for me, I assume?
一つ
One.
質問があり
And
ます
for you, perhaps, isn't much of a question. Even at the meeting, I never faced an unanswerable question. For yourself, are you ready for whatever answer comes?
その答えが
The answer might challenge my beliefs. Knights fight actual sins. Courage battles the sin of the human heart. Ha, that's a good parallelism. If you truly wish to understand our struggles, you must confront humanity's deepest flaw. As a member of the Revelation Spring, I don't doubt your virtue, but the purity you maintained, it may face a test in my answer. I must confirm, wherever future flows, will you stay true to your mission?
人々が最終
I
的
don't care
に
what
何
people
を
choose
選択するか
over tradition or progress,
私
fate or reason.
が大切にしているのは
What matters is the right to choose. I want everyone to decide sincerely, free from manipulation or deceit.
その選択が
And then, we endure it
どの
fully,
ような
with no
未来を
regrets.
もたらそうと
That is the purity I
です
pursue.
から
Then I will draw my sword without hesitation. I will shield others without regret.
私は
Good. This is the result I hope to see. Now, ask your question. Kurzgard meets her gates.
聖卓教会
We
が
all know the
追
Holy
放され
Church,
た罪人の
with a long
魂
history,
を救う
once redeemed exiled
こ
souls,
の危険な地に
helping
足場を
Pointed
築き上
find
げ
its
た
footing in this harsh land.
長らく時が止まってい
That
た
footing has
大命
lasted a millennium, and now after all the
千年
time,
の時を経て
Pointed has
ついに動き出し
finally
ました
taken its first step to the east.
東では停滞してい
The
る我々
stagnant church
西エリアは
when will we in the west take the next
この
step,
古代都市を
moving this
前
ancient
進
city
させるこ
forward?
とができるのでしょうか
Having learned the truth about the relic, Kurzgard understands the current bishop is no naive devotee of idle prayer. What she seeks is something older, ingrained, fundamental, that reaches the marrow of the church itself. Wait, marrow is like the grasps. Marrow. The bones? So it's the core. Okay. Probably. Let me screenshot it.
ミイラ隊長
Captain Mira, no, Bishop Mira. Shed light on this wandering soul.
聖職者が理性と
If the
真理
clergy
に
does
抵
not
抗しない
resist
なら
reason or
教
progress,
会は
what is that the
一
church
体
fears
何を
most?
恐れているのでしょうか
I didn't expect they managed to track me all the way here.
市役所近くの路地に
Footsteps in a
銃を
nearby
持った
alley
奴ら
caught
が現れ
attention.
るなんて
Someone moved steadily, weapon in
パ
hand.
インレードの
Could the
問題
trouble
は
point had invited
想像
be
以
far
上に
worse than I
やばい
imagined? Oh, now you try to hide, huh?
これ以上深入りするのは危
Passing
ない
forward
わ
seems
ね
risky. Pressing.
警
Yet
察を
calling the
呼ぶの
authorities
も
might be
難
worse.
しいし
The stranger
市長
could
の
be
手
the
先って
mayor's
可能性もある
agent.
わまあ
I
ここ
come
まで
this
来た
far.
んだし
Best to keep observing and retreat if things go
とりあえず周りを
wrong.
あれは
Hein?
なんでここにいる
How did she end up here?
のもしかして
Is she being watched or maybe
それとも
a cold wind brushes Shisha neck, sending a bad feeling racing through her.
ドライバーの訓練
I've
を
been
して
trained
き
in
た
combat
私
as a
ならとも
driver,
か
but
く
hey, a
ケイ
civilian
ンみたいな
attempting to
一般人
investigate a
が
mayor.
市長のことを
That's
調べる
reckless.
感動するけど
Worry
すごく
aside,
心
I
配だわ
must protect her.
調査は
I
後回し
managed
にして
what it,
ケイン
that
の
when
保
we
護が
can.
最優先ね
Shisha hurries to catch up with Hain. Then, wait, is this it's a laboratory?
犯罪組織の秘
A
密
secret
基
base?
地
Armed militants
それとも
headquarters?
なんで荒野に
How
こん
could
な
such a
場所
place
が
exist? The scene surpasses Shisha expectations. Her rational mind starts to waver. Startled, she makes a sound. Hand jerks around, noticing the follower. She turns.
師匠
Shisha? The two lock eyes. Their expression fades, but their minds are already racing. Explain! Explain! What are you doing here, Hain? So they were following... So it was Hain who disappeared in the Eastern Highlands, I suppose. Oh, filler battles? Filler battles! Will we continue now, or...? I'm pretty sure we will not finish today. But since we are at it, we can do the battles while I try to reason. Maybe we can do an extra scene, or we can stop here, I don't know. Definitely we will not end today. So yeah, we will stream another time. 3 days. Let me think. Tomorrow it's 2 days, Monday it's 1 day. So we may have even Monday or Tuesday, it depends. I'm not even sure if I have if I should do Monday or Tuesday, because there is the big Parachain event on Discord, so one of the 2 days probably will be used. I could do the stream earlier on Monday or Tuesday if I have an event later, but I think we can stop here actually. We did 2 hours, and next time we can do slightly more if we need. We can do an extra. Maybe we should do an extra scene. Since next time, if we don't end up in time, we might find it hard to reschedule. Also, I'm running out of stamina. Would be a shame to use the secret resources. Ah, we got this, okay. This doesn't get one shot. It's fine, the others will kill him. Scopolino! Yeah! We can go with an extra one, sure. Or at least we go until we got filler battles, why not? And we go. Eastern Highlands, of course. Oh, okay, yeah, that's the long way. That's the long way. West way, long way. West way, long way. The Rift of Eras. The Rift in Pointed is not merely one of space, but of time itself. Huh? Please explain like I'm Waldorf. They stare at each other for what feels like forever. Yeah, I think it's better to at least do this one because we interrupted midway. Before one of them finally speaks. Shisha, what are you doing here? That was my question. Her mind blanks out under his gaze. Her gaze. The truth that she fruits up from sheer nerves is too embarrassing to admit. I am on a secret mission, like a spy thing. I can't really say. A secret mission? Don't tell me you're telling me. Who sent you, the mayor? Her face hardens. One hand slips into the pocket, fingers brushing against something unseen. I know you got your reasons, but if you're here because of that, there is nothing left to discuss. We've been friends for a long time. Walk away now and I'll pretend none of this happened. If you insist on staying... A faint sound steals from her pocket. It's impossible to tell whether she's gripping a weapon or her hand is simply shaking. Hey, now what are you talking about? Shisha's thoughts spiral. Shoni meant to throw out some wild excuse to avoid dragging Hain into danger. Just like she always does. Somehow Hain completely misunderstood, and now she's there as the threat. Let's just calm down, okay? I was joking, really. Think about it. Have I ever been the type to hide my thoughts? Everyone says I'm open, cheerful, terrible at keeping secrets. Does that sound like I'm a spy to you? Spy don't usually look like they're hiding something. Good point, actually. Fine, I'll explain, okay? Keep it short and stay where you are. You've seen the city, right? There was almost a riot in the west this morning. Someone is stirring things up, exploiting the mayor reforms. I think he's involved. Hey, why are you
ここ
here?
にまだ話は終わ
I'm
って
getting
ない
there.
市役所の近く
I
で
spotted an armed man sneaking around the alleys. Ah, okay, now I get it. Miss Shisha was following the armed man.
目立たない路地から
He was avoiding
郊外に
cameras,
出るまで
slipping
追
through
跡
back
したの
streets. I followed him here, but...
それで
I lost him. Haze goes quiet for a long moment. Then suddenly, she grabs Shisha's wrist and pulls her close.
抵抗しないで
Don't resist.
こっちへ
You're coming with me. With what a menacing voice. You're coming with me. Haze starts pushing Shisha down the corridor like she's escorting a prisoner, getting her deeper into the building.
ここなら周りに
Here,
聞こえま
the
す
walls are soundproof.
聞こえ
Why do we need that? Is this to muffle gunfight? Are you going to kill me? Torture me? Haze seems to be hiding something. Maybe she's not investigating the mayor like Shisha thought.
うるさいですね
You're loud. Well, it's soundproof. I can be as loud as I want. Hane's voice cuts through her panics as she slowly pulls her hand out of her pocket. Wait, don't shoot! Hane ignores her plea and points her fingers at Shisha's forehead.
バーン
Oh, slowly. Wait, slowly. Bang.
バーンバーン
The recruit sound leaves Shisha frozen. Hane is mimicking a gun with her hand, but her expression is unreadable.
銃じゃない
Ah, you don't have a gun.
ポケットに手を
Just
入れ
putting
る
my
だけ
hand
で
in an empty
こん
pocket
なにお
works
となしくな
wonders.
るなら
You fall in line every time.
信じてたの
I
に
trusted you so much.
信じてくれるあ
That's
なた
why
を
I could
信
do
じて
this.
いるから
I trusted
あえて
you
一
to
芝
trust
居
me.
打った
Ah, you get it now. I'm not enemy.
それで
So you
本
really
当
are
に怪しい
investigating
人を追っていたん
a
です
suspicious figure.
そうよ
Yeah, otherwise would I waste my time wandering
こんな
out
人
there?
っていうか
What is
なん
this?
でこんな場所があるのか聞きたいんだけど
Finally, Shisha watches
研
around.
究施設みたい
Feels
だ
like
け
a
ど
lab, but
軍
abandoned.
事基ここは私の
It's
プラ
my
イベートな
private
空
space.
間です
I rarely have time to
時
manage
間
it.
がなくて
Private?
プライベートな空間
Even though it's out here on the outskirts, Shisha can't help but be stunned by the resources it must take to maintain a place like this. Why? Can anyone really own a place like this? Could it even be illegal?
何を考えてるか
I
わ
know
か
what
り
you're
ますよ
thinking. Don't dig it too deep.
そんな哀れむような
Don't
顔
look
を
at
し
me
ない
like
で
that.
もう決心し
Fine.
ましたから
I tell you before I act.
決心
What are you talking about?
昨日
You remember what I said
花の
yesterday,
川で
right?
私が言ったことを
Only
覚え
when
て
a
ますか
common enemy appears do people unite.
人は共通の敵が
Wait,
現
are
れ
you the cause of the mist,
初めて
maybe?
団結することを思い出東エリアと西
The
エリ
issues
アの
between
問題
Point
は
Red East and West
これ以
districts
上
are
無視することは
impossible
で
to
きま
ignore.
せん
You know that better than anyone.
そう思って調査を
That's
始
why I
めたの
started
よ
investigating.
私は
My choice
外
was
敵を
to
作り出
create
す
an enemy.
ここはそのために
This
作った
lab
場
it
所です
exists for the purpose.
必要なの
I
は
need a scene like the one that invaded Point Red decades ago.
でも当時とは
But
違います
unlike back then, this one is
この
fake.
現在は単
It
なる
poses no
作り
real
物
threat.
で
Okay, I was worried for a
脅威だ
moment.
東エリアが何十
Decades
年も
of
培ってきた
technological
テク
effort in
ノ
the
ロジー
East
と
will reveal
西エ
themselves in
リ
the
アに1000年
confrontation.
もの間伝わってきた勇
Centuries
気
of
が
courage and compassion in
危
the
機の
West
中で
will
再び
shine
輝
under
き出すので
pressure.
す私は
I want to
人
recreate
々の
heroism
崇
in
高な
people's
心を
mind.
呼び覚まし
A new heroic war.
誰も犠牲にならない
A war where no one
英
dies.
雄の
Oh, we got a switch.
一言で言うならね
Fear. The word is perfect.
ファインレイドの教
The
会は
church in Point Red is
飢えた
afraid.
狼を怖が
Like
る子
lambs
羊のよ
await,
うに
afraid of
何だから
wolves.
聖職者たちは一歩も
That
外に
fear
出よ
keeps
う
the
としない
clergy behind
た
walls.
とえ外に
Even when the
豊富
world
な水と
outside is
食料が
ripe
あ
with
ったとしても
opportunity.
危険をコースガードさん
Cause God, what
こ
did
の
Point
半
Red
世紀
Bishop
間
feared
ファ
over
イ
the
ンレイド
past
の歴
50
代の
years?
変化によって権威が失
Change
われ
that
る
might
こと
weaken their
か
power?
それとも
Or,
動
like
物が火
monkey
を怖
fear
がるよう
fire,
な本能
they are
的な
known
拒否反
itself?
どちらでもないと思います。
I don't think it's either
も
one.
はや
Fate alone no longer guarantees status.
高い
Bishops
地
are
位につけ
educated.
る時代ではありません。
Their fear is something more complex.
ではなぜ彼ら
Then
は
why trap themselves?
わかりません。
I don't know. Maybe they fear something insurmountable.
おそらく彼らは
その感覚
Your instincts are
7年
still
前と
sharp
同じくら
like
い
7 years
鋭いわ
ago.
ねさっき
The clergy
聖
treat
職者は
human
心の
seen as
現
the
在と
enemy.
戦う
Their greatest terror is desecration of humanity
彼ら
itself.
だから西エリアは
Contrary to
周囲か
popular
ら思
belief,
われているよ
the
うに
West
理
doesn't
性を
reject
拒否し
reason
た
or
り
progress.
この古い神聖な地で
What
本当
the
に恐
ancient,
れられている
what
の
the
は
ancient trend truly
現代
fears
化では
isn't
なく
modernization,
現代性なのよ。
it's modernity itself.
現代性。
工業社会
Industrial
自由
society,
市場
free
理
markets,
性主義
rationality,
こ
and
の
the
3つ
confusion
が
those
もたらす
bring.
混乱こそが
That's
現代
modernity.
性工業自由
In
理
this
性
industry,
これら
freedom,
が現代社会の
reason
原
they
動
nurture
力となり
civilization,
文明の
lifting
次の
humanity
段階
from
まで引き
ignorance.
人々はこれを
People
称賛
praise
する
them,
けど
yet
そ
few
の悪
notice
影
the
響
cost.
工業は社会を大
Factories
きな
turn
構造
society
に
into
変え
assembly lines,
人々を歯
humans
車
into
にした
cogs.
東エリアは
This
シス
is
テ
a
ム管理
perfect
の工場
example.
よ
Wealth is produced like
製品を
goods.
製造するように
Poverty is
どんどん生み出す
manufactured
だけでなく
like waste.
貧困を。
Why call it manufactured poverty?
前に何人か
Bishops
過激派を
noted
逮捕
that
して取り
some
調べたんだけど
progressives they
彼
arrested
らは東エ
weren't
リア
even
と西エリア
concerned
の
with
ことに
East-West
興味なん
disputes.
かなかったの
They participated only
彼
for
らは利
profit.
益の善意ゆえの行
It
動
was
で
a
はな
misguided
く
idealism.
単なるビジ
It
ネ
was
スというわ
business.
け何不自由のない生
If
活を
life
して
were
い
easy,
たら
who
そん
would
な危
risk
険な
such
ビジネスを
ventures?
したいと思う東エリアの貧困は
Poverty
西
in
エ
the
リア
East
のよう
isn't
な
due
高
to a
進
lack
的
of
な生
industry
産
or
性の結果
low
とは違って
productivity.
誰
It's
かが意図
deliberate.
的に生み出した現象なのよ
Someone is making it happen.
だから生み出した。
That's why it's manufactured.
そして自由市場
Free
は
market
商
encouraged
品
the
から
sale
労
of
働
everything.
力道徳
Goods,
から尊厳に
labor,
至るまで
morality,
売
even
れるも
faith.
のは全て売るお金があれば
Money can
何
buy
でも買え
anything.
る
That
その考
mindset
えは
spreads
珍しく
everywhere.
ないわ
As a bishop of
ダ
Danube,
ニ
I
ュー
can
ブ司
tell
教
you
と
this.
して私
Danube
は
isn't
ダニ
any
ューブ
better
がパ
than
インレイ
East
ドの
Point
東エ
Red.
リアよりも
ですが、西エリアでは
In
珍
the
し
West,
い考
those
え。
extremes are rare.
最後は
And
理
then
性
there's
ね
rationality,
すなわち
an
権威があ
authority
り
raised to the
新
status
しい
of a
神で
new
もある
god.
わ
Why are you comparing out rationality to a god? Well, yeah, makes sense actually, because if we treat like science as a god, would make sense. Except it's a god that technically exists. So in a way, people still believe in something, right? Could be a religion's god or the science god. Though we'd call the science a god, I suppose. Well, depends, because the definition of god is could be very broad. By default, people also associate the word god to a single being, but could be just a set of rules. We don't know what a god is, right? It's beyond our comprehension, so a god could just be a set of rules. Science, for example.
現代化は目に見えない
Science, in a way, it's a god, right?
科学的実証
Science
主義に置き
is
換えた
what creates our world, or like, not really science. Science is the one that studies it, right? In a way, the rules of our world and everything studied by science can be defined as God, in a way. It's the fundamentals of our world. If that's not what a god is, I don't know what it is. Modernity replaces intangible faith with measurable truth.
人々の主観的で
Subjective
儚い感
experience is
情は無視
ignored.
され
Only
冷徹な
cold
デー
data
タ
and
と
methods
方法論
matter.
科学的に定義
Can
できない
people
数
struggle
少
to
ない
find
概念
meanings?
の一つに
Because meaning
意義があ
itself
る
can't
が
always be measured.
故に
They turn to
若
pleasure.
者は人生の物
materialism.
質だけが信頼できると
Only
いう考
what can be
えは
touched is real.
人々の心に従来の道徳
Traditional morals,
理念
beliefs,
信念
life
人生の
meaning,
意
they
義は完
crumble.
全に失われ残され
What
た直
remains
感
is
的で分か
straightforward,
りやすい
unshakable
揺るぎない
desire,
物欲だけが
reason.
人々は官能
People
的な
drawn in
娯楽に
sensory
興じ
pleasures,
物質的な
satisfied
も
by
のを所有す
possession
ること
alone.
で満足す
A
る
helpless age.
それはもはや
This
希
is
望
what
のない
pointed
時代
bishops have truly feared.
すべてを理解する
I
の
need a
には
moment to digest this, but
時間が
I
必要で
understand.
は
the bishops turned their backs on modernization because deep down they just wanted to hold back the new age a little longer,
でしょうか。
to keep one last sanctuary untouched.
ええ
Yeah, but even that
灯
was
籠の主
futile.
にす
では
There's one more thing
最
I'm
後に当
curious.
時の司教は
Did they foresee this society
この
from the
状況
start?
いえ
No.
どんなに知
No
識
one
が
can
豊
predict
富
the
な人
distant
でも
future.
バインレイドの不幸は
Pointed conservatism is a
現代化の列車
misfortune,
に
a
幾
city
度も
that
乗り
missed
遅れてしま
several
ったこと
trains to
よ
modernity.
数十年前に起きた
That's why the heroic war
Eh, no.
happened.
あの出来事以来東エリアは
Okay, again, we are gonna end after this scene though. Afterwards, the East... Also because this scene is a little heavy, so I think it's best to stop after this. The East looked to other cities prosperity and aimed for the same. The West saw the world fractures already revealed. That's the root of the East-West divide. Pointed was split by the double-edged sword for modernity. Okay, at least it stopped now. She could have been more synthetic though. Much more synthetic. Filler battles? Filler battles, great. I don't love those filler battles. Well, I hope at least some of those. Okay, next time, hopefully we can complete in less than 2 hours. We will stop here. Because I think it's at least 1 hour and a half, and I don't think I can afford 1 hour and a half now. So, let's see if we can rate someone. What do we have? It's a little hard to choose every time. Also, we don't have a lot of raid power today. So we could skip it this time. Okay, then. Thanks a lot for coming by. We'll be continuing this one, or finishing this one Monday or Tuesday. It depends. Hopefully in time. We have a date here. What's our date? 18. So, definitely Monday we have time. Tuesday, I'm not sure. Probably yes, Tuesday, but I wouldn't risk it. Let's see. Okay, in any case, thanks for coming by. Tomorrow there will be no stream because we got the Parachain event on Discord. And that's everything for today. Thanks a lot for coming by, and we'll see ya whenever it happens.